Yeah, nigga, I'm still fucking with you. Still waters run deep. Still Snoop Dogg and DRE. 99, nigga. Guess who's back? Still doing that shit, Andre.
Oh, for sure, check me out.
It's still Dre Day, nigga. AK, nigga, though I've grown a lot. Can't keep it home a lot, cause when I frequent the spots that I'm known to rock, you hear the bass from the truck. When I'm on the block, ladies, they pay homage, but haters say Dre fell off. I nigga, my last album was The Chronic. They wanna know if he still got it. They say raps change, they wanna know how I feel about it. If you ain't up on things, Dr. Dre is the name. I'm ahead of my game, still puffin' my leaves, still fuck with the beat, still not loving police, still rock my khakis with a cup in the crease, still got love for the streets, reppin' 213 for life. Still the beats bang, still doing my thing. Since I left, ain't too much change. Still, I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners and them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners and them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE. Since the last time you heard from me, I lost some friends. Well, hell, me and Snoop, we dipping again. Kept my ear to the streets, signed Eminem, he's triple platinum, doing 50 a week. Still, I stay close to the heat, and even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. My life's like a soundtrack, I wrote to the beat. Treat rap like Cali weed, I smoke till I sleep. Wake up in the AM, compose a beat. I bring the fire to you, smoking in your seat. It's not a fluke, it's been tried, I'm the truth. Since turn out the lights from the world-class wrecking crew, I'm still at it, after mathematics. In the home of drive-bys and AK Maddox. Swap meet, sticky green and bad traffic. I dip through, then I give you still DRE. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners and them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners and them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE. It ain't nothing but more hot shit. Another classic CD for y'all to vibe with. Whether you're coolin' on the corner with your fly bitch, lay back in the shack, play this track. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners and them low-lows, girl. Yeah, I'll break your neck, damn to put your face in your lap. Niggas try to be the king, but the ace is back. So if you ain't up on things, Dr. Dre be the name. Still running the game, still got it wrapped like a mummy. Still ain't tripping, love to see young blacks get money. Spend time out the hood, take their moms out the hood. Hit my boys off with jobs, no more living hard. Barbecues every day, driving fancy cars. Still gon' get mine, regardless. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners and them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners and them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners and them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE. Right back up in your motherfucking ass. 9-5 plus 4 pennies. Add that shit up. DRE. Right back up on top of things. Smoke some with your dog. No stress, no seeds, no stems, no sticks. Some of that real sticky, icky, icky. Ooh-wee. Put it in the air. We'll use a fool, DR.
Welcome to my block, a Queen's domain. Got that holiday vibe running in my veins. Yeah, the candy Kane Lane got beauty and brains, dropping sophisticated knowledge while I make it rain. I'm fierce with the wit, majestic with the style. Keep the whole neighborhood watching with a smile. A cheerful disposition, but you know I lead the pack. Got a mind full of genius, ain't no turning back. So feel the fresh rhythm, this is my happy sound. The smartest, flyest woman that you've ever found. Candy Kane Lane, that's right. Candy Kane Lane all night.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Hustler and Muscular, also known as the H to the N to the M, dropping my gems, stomping harder than a pair of... How is everybody doing out there today? Hope everyone's doing good. But before I go any further, Miss Kane Lanes, are you there, my dear?
I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I got you loud and clear.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give shout out goes to this golden token who's very outspoken. Watch out now, she'll leave your heart broken. It's Candy Kane Lane. Got beauty and brains. That combination alone drives me insane. Welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. Happy Sunday to you.
Happy
Hopefully
Sunday.
you're having a good day.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Your audio's a little low, but you can just crank up the mic.
It's low. Sorry, I'm waiting on. I ordered some new headphones. The headphones I normally use, I ended up I guess breaking one of them, and so I'm using my AirPods, and these are like the AirPods 2s, I think. I don't know.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
they're lower because they're not, Android-based devices work better on StreamYard.
Yeah, that's what I hear. And shout out to young Riaz for stopping by. Salute to you, Riaz. And that's all who's in the building for right now. But before we get into this topic, I got one message for everybody out there.
Like, comment, and subscribe because it's just what the doctor prescribed.
Yeah, shout out. Please do that for me. Now, wait, hold on. I got somebody in the back. Hold on. Give me a second.
Welcome to the show, let the real game begin. Time to celebrate how the hustlers always win. Yeah, we built this empire from the muscle and the mind, leaving all the competition looking way behind. It's a sophisticated vision with a powerful attack, hustling muscular, and there ain't no turning back. So turn the speakers up, let the synth lead glide. This is where the strong and the proud ones reside.
Welcome to the Hustler and Muscular Show. The Hustler and Muscular Show.
We got young Riaz up in here. How are you, my guy? What's going on with you?
I'm
How
doing
are
good
you?
though, man. I'm doing good though. Yeah, I'm doing good though, bro. Not much going on for me. Friday though was fun, no?
Yes,
What
so
happened Friday? Did I miss it?
happened
Yeah,
Friday.
you know when Friday was Eid though, so basically I went to London. I chilled with my family there. So I got to 1 dress tradition or 2. I got to eat nice, and 3 basically I gotta go to London to spend time with my family.
Yeah,
Oh,
family
that's
time is
cool.
always good. Congratulations. I'm glad you got that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm glad your family still stick together because I don't know about you, but my people, we barely keep in touch anymore.
Yeah. I got family in London though, so mostly I go to I went to my grandfather's home. I chilled there. Then basically me, my mom, and my sister, they went shopping, so I just agreed to accompany them. So it's an excuse to get outside though, you know. What am I gonna do the entire day? So I agreed to
Yep.
go with them, and then pretty much came back though to the home. Went back to my grandfather's home again, and basically my cousin came and we chilled with her and her parents and stuff, and her brother and stuff like that. After that though, we went to my auntie home and stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Shout out to the British. Shout out to my British brothers and sisters out there. Shout out to all of you. Now, before we get into our topic, I'm gonna ask the audience one more time.
The question is, are you ready?
And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yes, let's get ready to rumble. Today's topic, we're going to conclude this discussion on the psychologies of dating. Now, in the last show, me and Candy Kane Lanes picked apart a video about a man who had to choose between 3 specific women. and decide which one was the better fit for him. Well, that story finally comes to a conclusion. Miss Candy King, you did see the video, right? And took your notes down. I know Riaz didn't see it, but Candy King, did you see it?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Wait, what's that? It's probably that's probably sleep by then, and I just recently connected to you, you know.
Okay. I mean, you've been on my show a few times since what, last year, last spring? So
Yeah,
you know how.
basically. But I mean, I officially, stepped back though. You know, I just like to take time though, go through your content first, and then once I'm ready, I'll connect back officially.
All right. Now, before we get into, I just have 3 rules. Number 1, be respectful to me and my panelists and my co-hosts. And my biggest rule of all, as far as the language is concerned, my only rule is simple: keep the foul language at a minimal. That's all I ask.
Okay.
I would say no swearing, but y'all know by now, anyone that knows me knows me. I got a dirty mouth on me. I'm liable to cuss up a storm, let somebody annoy the hell out of me. So I'm not capping on that. So just understand, keep the foul language and all the nasty talk at a minimal for the sake of the YouTube community.
Okay. Yeah, but you don't have to worry about me cursing and stuff. I don't swear though, so you don't have to worry about that.
You don't swear?
I ain't capping no, bruh. I know how to, but I choose not to. Trust me, I don't have the tendency to though.
Okay, I gotta mess with you. Come on here, Captain. That's what's happening. But okay, I trust you for now. But okay, I'm just saying, if you got a mouth on you, just keep it at a minimum, because I got a mouth on me too.
Okay. I guess so. Who knows though, actually. That could come out if I get really annoyed, but you
Yep.
haven't really heard me say anything like that, so it's all right.
Yeah, it's all good in the hood. So, Miss Candy Cane, do you have anything to say that based on what you were saying, you have anything you want to share? If I bring up the video, let me share real quick. Hold on.
No, let's
Go ahead.
do live and real time reactions. Let's go.
Okay,
But
here we go.
I will say though, I do agree that Reyes has always been respectful every time he's been around me or been on my panel. So
He has.
yes.
You ain't lying about that. He has. I really see him. I never seen him go off a day in my life. I can't say the same for myself. Because I've had
And I
moments.
want to say
Go
hello
ahead.
to everybody in the building. Welcome in, welcome in. I see we have Miss Joy and a twin Tiff.
Shout out to Miss Joy. Shout out to Tip Starborn. I'll drop the link in a little bit, but I've been getting a lot of crazies over here, so I'm going to do something a little different. And by the way, before we begin the video, do y'all know how to put these lives on subscriber mode only? I forgot how to do that.
I do know how to. You have to do it. You have to actually go to YouTube to do it. And then when you go in as the creator, you'll see options for like moderation or community something. It's in the community option where you can set it.
Oh, okay. I know I did it a long time ago, but I forgot what the hell I did. And Joy said through YouTube Studio. Okay. That's what I'm.
I don't actually go through Studio. I go to the video. I mean, you can go through Studio. She's right. But to simplify it, when I do it, I go in and I go to the actual video that I have set up as a live. It's chat filter. And then community moderation. The one you want is community moderation. And then in that option, it says for this video, and you go down to where it says participant mode. And in participant mode is where you can set it to subscribers and for how long.
Oh, okay. Because I know I did that once before, but I couldn't remember what the hell I did.
Yeah, so I do it from the video. It's easier for me than trying to remember all the steps in.
Tiff said go through Stream Live. That's the thing. I don't remember if that's what I did the last time. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. But hey, let's get into this video. Shout out to Psyche Jean, and this is the story. This said, remember Andrew? He's 44 now. Now chose Clara over Rachel. Asked her one question before proposing. So yeah, this is the conclusion of that story about the gentleman Andrew who had to choose between 3 women: Rachel, Melissa, and Claire. He chose Claire. Now let's see how this story ends. Okay, they put this up here because you know how YouTube be. All right. Crank up the volume. Because you know this why I mess with my volume. All right, let's continue. Let's get into this. Fair use.
Andrew, 43, chose Claire over Rachel and Melissa. Part 1. Andrew, invisible at 28. Andrew pursued at 43. 3 women in his DMs. Part 2. Andrew dated all 3. Rachel wanted a co-parent. Melissa admitted he seemed boring then. Claire asked about him. Andrew chose Claire. You demanded Part 3. Here it is. 9 months after choosing Claire, Andrew asked her one question before buying a ring. The question wasn't romantic. It was diagnostic, designed to reveal truth. Most men are too afraid to ask it. Claire's answer proved she was different from every woman who'd rejected him. That answer led to a proposal 3 weeks later, and a wedding where Rachel and Melissa weren't invited. This is the complete Andrew story. The question, the answer, the proposal, and what Andrew knows. Now that changed everything. Because sometimes a man spends years thinking he's the problem, when the truth is that timing, perception, and maturity play a much bigger role than anyone admits out loud. Andrew would eventually understand that lesson completely. But at the beginning of this chapter, he was still learning what it felt like to finally be seen. 3 months dating Claire, 32. Architect, earns $85,000. Andrew noticed things he'd never experienced. Claire texted Monday morning just because she was thinking about him. She asked how his presentation went. She'd remembered from 3 days earlier. Friday dinner plans. Claire said yes immediately. No, let me check my schedule. Just yes. During dinner, Claire put her phone face down, didn't check it once. Asked about his week. Actually listened. Asked follow-up questions proving she heard him. Small things. Things Andrew never had at 28.
Damn, there you go. She's not quite the catch, don't y'all think?
Well, here's my take on that. That's a two-way street. A lot of people don't know how to communicate. So I'm glad that they're pointing out the things that Claire was doing well. But how do we know Andrew was doing that at 28? Because like when you talk to people, a lot of times they don't communicate as well as they think they do.
Well, I mean, we all got to learn how to communicate at some point, right? I mean, we got to remember at 28 years old, this man was still building his empire and still trying to find someone good. But the other 2 ladies were coming for him, not out of choice, but out of pure selection.
Well, I'm not even talking about like when he was 28. I'm saying that at this particular part of the video, they're pointing out how well Claire pays attention, how well she asks follow-up questions, letting you know she's actively listening and that she's actually concerned for him. And I said, it's great that the video points out that Claire is doing that. But I want to make sure we all are aware of the fact that it's not just on one side. That's a two-way reciprocal street.
I get what you're saying, but based on what I got out of it, it seemed like it was a two-way. It was a reciprocation between them. But let's just see if that's what happened. That's kind of what I got when I saw this for the first time. He was reciprocating. I mean, he went through 2 other women who didn't really, give him the same kind of attention, that same kind of admiration and respect. So
I didn't get that. I didn't get that from this. I hear what you're saying, but the video didn't say that he also was doing that. It said that he was paying attention to the fact that she was doing it. So how do we? Well, I don't want to assume. I'm just going off of what the video is showing.
Okay, I understand. All right, let's see how this ends up. Fair use.
Things Rachel and Melissa never gave him even now. Andrew was 43 and experiencing what it felt like when a woman actually wanted to be there. But month 4 reveals something that separated Claire from everyone else. Not dramatic gestures, not grand declarations, just a consistent pattern of attention that Andrew wasn't used to receiving. The kind of attention that quietly tells you that someone values your presence without needing to say it directly. Andrew had a work dinner, client event. Thursday afternoon, he asked Claire last minute, "There's this dinner thing Friday. Work clients, kind of formal, you don't have to come." Claire didn't hesitate. "I'd love to. What time should I be ready?" Friday night. Claire showed up in a navy dress. Professional. Perfect. She'd asked Andrew about dress code. She planned. At dinner, Claire talked to Andrew's colleagues, asked thoughtful questions. When Andrew's boss mentioned a project Andrew was leading, Claire already knew about it. Andrew had mentioned it 2 weeks ago. She remembered. Car ride home. Andrew said he didn't have to come to that. Claire looked at him. Andrew, I wanted to be there. You asked me. Why wouldn't I want to support something that matters to you?
Damn, there you go. See, she's supporting his dreams and his willingness to build something. He had a project coming up, and she actually remembered it. She actually remembered that. Most females don't pay attention to stuff like that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing per se, but she's willing to devote her time to help this man grow a business. Now, that's what I'm talking about.
You think a lot of women don't pay attention to the details like that? Like, if you were to
I didn't say
bring
that. Hey, I didn't say all that. I'm just saying this is something I've noticed. And Tiffany said, right, he's 43 now. He may know how to communicate better now than at 28. Could be. But then again, I guess by 28, I was able to communicate with people a lot better than I did at 19 or 18 or 19. So that is a skill that has to kind of be developed over time. But I get what you were saying. But you were saying, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you cut me off. You did cut me off.
My bad. I'm sorry. My bad.
So I was asking you, because it sounded like you said most females don't want to support your dreams or don't pay attention to things like that. Am I correct?
Well, I'm just gonna say, in some situations, yeah, they don't. I mean, they may know about it. They may even, show indirect support, but they're not going to show direct support. I mean, if you saw in the video, this woman not only remembered the project, but she even kept the mental note of it and was doing whatever it takes to help him prepare for the project.
So I can't.
She's showing the emotional aspect. She's showing the more emotional support aspect of the relationship at this point. Yeah.
I can't speak for most women, but I can say for the people that are in my circle that I know, just on a friend basis, anytime that I brought up something that I felt like was important, they show up. They show up because they care. And so I've seen them do that in relationships. I'm speaking of the women that I know. I've seen them do that in relationships. Now, are people perfect? No. You are going to have mishaps and missteps, of course, because we're human, but I wouldn't say that women are uncaring. Usually we're the ones with the calendars keeping things together, remembering this, remembering that, especially if you have kids involved. You kind of have to have your head on a swivel and on straight because there's so much going on all the time. So I don't know, like, for anybody I was ever dating or talking to, if they ever gave me an inclination that something was important to them, I was on top of it. So I can't speak for most women. I don't know. It seems off.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. All right, let's see how this turns out. All right. Fair use.
Andrew didn't respond right away. He just drove for a moment, thinking about how unusual that sentence felt to hear. Support wasn't something he'd associated with dating before. It was something he'd mostly associated with friendship or family. But what happened the next month made Andrew realize Claire's support wasn't just politeness. It was something deeper. Saturday morning, Claire's apartment. Breakfast. Andrew's phone buzzed. Text from Rachel. Been thinking about our coffee date. Feel like we ended things too quickly. Would you want to try dinner? No pressure. Andrew showed Claire the text. He didn't want secrets. Claire read it, handed the phone back. What do you want to do? Andrew deleted the message. I already know where I want things to go. Claire smiled, didn't ask who Rachel was, trusted Andrew's decision.
Damn, ain't that some shit? So one of the ladies he tried to date in the past suddenly hit him up out of the blue after the man done moved on. And instead of this new woman getting all upset, pushy, and uptight about the whole thing, she was like, you know what? I'm gonna let you make this decision. What do you want to do? And he made the right choice and told her, and she said, nope, I'm not dealing with her ass no more. I moved on. Plain and simple.
But I have a question. So I remember like one of the videos, he got mad at I think it was girl number 2. Is that Rachel?
Yeah, I think so. No,
Rachel,
it was a Melissa woman. I know Rachel was
number 2.
co-parent. The one woman was looking for a co-parent for her children after a failed marriage. The other woman that you're referring to was looking for a safety net after spending years building an empire, not having a man around.
Okay, so Rachel number two, I'm sorry, Melissa number two, if I recall correctly, he got mad at her for ghosting him. Like that was part of the issue where they were dating for a little bit. She said he was boring and then she ghosted. So why didn't he just tell her we're not compatible? Why not answer her? Because to me, when you don't respond with a clear no, you leave the door open and she might come back again. Why not just tell her, Rachel, or Melissa, lady, whoever, I'm good. Like this ain't gonna work. Why not just tell her that?
You know what? That's a very good point, because when people don't give direct yes or no's, it does kind of leave too much confusion, and like you said, leave some doors open. That is a good point, because I've been seeing that for a while. I mean, to me, it's not cool to just make promises that don't guarantee to go to fruition. But something else I used to also hear is people can grow up, people can mature. So I'm thinking like maybe he gave those two ladies a chance to see, have they grown up, have they matured, or did they just simply evolve into worse versions of what they were when they were younger? Clearly, he got the latter based on what I recall from that.
Even if that is the case, even if you notice that the people you're talking to haven't evolved and grown up, do you meet them at their level or do you stay at yours? Like, I just feel like if he's so mature and he's on top of his game, he could have just simply told her to go on about her business at this point. Like, I don't know. It seems immature to me to just constantly keep ghosting that lady every time she comes back. Tell her stop coming back.
Well, you know what they say, what goes around comes around. That's why you got to be careful who you do this with. Come on, it's not like you've never been ghosted or ghosted somebody before.
I'm not saying that I haven't. I'm saying if we're putting him on a pedestal as evolved, if we're saying he's a better man now, then he should make better decisions. We shouldn't be going tit for tat on something petty if he's evolved. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. And Tiffany said, so he badly ghosted her the way he was ghosted. Pretty much that's kind of what happened. But he ghosted her after finding out what her true motives were. Again, she wanted a goddamn co-parent, even because of a failed marriage. And as you mentioned in the previous live, why are you a divorced woman looking for a co-parent and your ex-husband is still in the picture? That didn't make a whole lot of sense. And like Tiff said, you can only co-parent with the other parent. So why put that burden on somebody that's not even the father or mother of the kids? So we already established that. So he goes to her after the fact. Candy Cane, are you there?
No, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm actively listening to you. I just muted because I didn't want to interrupt you and I have background noise.
Oh, okay.
But no, I understand what you're saying. I just feel like I don't want to overlook the problem with these videos is they make Andrew seem perfect, like he's doing all the right things and everyone around him is doing the wrong thing and it was just timing. But I'm saying that if you just look at Andrew, he's not perfect. Nobody is. We all have flaws.
I don't think they said he was perfect. I mean, I think in the previous videos they point out some of his imperfection. Like you said, none of us are perfect, but he seemed to be doing everything. He seemed to be doing everything accordingly, building an empire at 28, trying to get his life in order and trying to find a good woman. But the other two were just not in it for him. Again, one wanted a co-parent, the other one wanted a safety net. This Clara woman is a much better. The Clara woman, the third woman, wasn't looking for either one of those things. So that makes her a better fit.
Here's my issue, though. You got to keep in mind, just like he was dating around, they were dating around. He was at 28 building his empire, trying to get his stuff together. In that process, in that time, there were women that Andrew passed on. So it kind of bothers me that we feel like just because people rejected us in the past, like they were wrong for doing that. I feel like people have reasons for why they passed on you. It's okay. And a lot of times the rejection is your protection. That's why I say I don't believe in spinning the block. Let them people live. So to feel like, okay, I get it because you feel like the women are coming back. Don't pass on me and come back to me later when you feel like I got it together. I understand that. I do. Because now it makes you feel like you are being an opportunist. Nobody likes an opportunist. But people have a right to pass on you. Nobody owes you anything just because you feel like you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that's the thing we try to avoid. Is bad. I mean, as men, we are success objects. We're known for our success, but we don't want to be used strictly for our success. We don't want to be selected just because we got something going. That's what he's trying to avoid. We talked about the difference between selecting a partner and choosing a partner. Selecting, you're going strictly by resume. Can he pay the bill? Does he have a job? Is he God-fearing? He checks box 1, 2, and 3. That's it. But when you're choosing, you're going beyond that. You're going by character. And those two other women didn't care about his character, only what he can do for them. But the third woman, she said, fuck all that. I want your character. I want who you are. Are you experienced? Do you have good work ethics? Are you romantic? Stuff like that. Character, the essence of who you are, not what you can do.
And I'm sorry. I want to ask, is it okay? Because I tried restreaming while I'm live with somebody, and it's just a lot to focus on. Do you mind if I just use parts of this later?
Yeah, you can go ahead. Just don't defame it.
No, I mean, I don't think I've ever done that. Have I done that?
No, I'm just saying, if I say something you don't like, don't be like, you heard what this ninja just said? I'm gonna get him. No, don't do that. Please don't do that.
Let me tell you something. I'm a very vocal person. So if there's anything that I ever don't like, I'm gonna call it out in the moment. I'm not a pussy about anything.
Good to know. Good to know. And Tiff said I'm sure he passed up plenty of women. That's his right. Yeah, it is his right. And experienced at 28. Well, at 28, you're more experienced. People say the frontal lobe is developed until you're what, 25 or 26? I guess you could say I kind of experienced that because about 26, I felt wiser, than I did when I was in high school. As you get older, you start learning new things. You look at life differently.
Mm-hmm.
You do start looking at life differently as you come out of that old high school mindset that you had at 15 or 16. By 21, 22, you start to gradually develop your mind and think more like an adult. And shout out to Cynthia Cole, unpredictable, always at her pentacle. Shout out to my top tier supporter.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute though, because I was eating, so that's why I was staying on me, and I was just listening to what you guys were saying, though, man.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. If you're gonna,
no, but it's very interesting though about him, though. But what do I know? I'm still a virgin, and I've never dated before. I can go off hypothetically, not practically.
Well, Riaz, you're a better man than I was at your age. Because at 23 years old, yes, I was getting around.
24,
I was dating around.
mean.
24. Okay, well, same age. I was going out, dating around, going to the strip clubs, the nightclubs, and getting it in. Not to that extreme, but I was doing that. At least you're a better man than I was at that age. Shit. Salute to
thank you. Appreciate it. Wait, but can I tell you this is what I'll be real with you. When I was a teenager, I went through the flirting phase though. I complimented, I flirted, I expressed my feelings, but I never practically actually, followed up through though. I just, I was doing the friend zone it. But I told that at the beginning. I let them know in the beginning. I didn't just wait for it down the road. I just rather let them know in the beginning. But I told it in a way they understood it. So basically, with me though, man, I didn't actually, go up and do that. They came to me naturally.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so that was my school experience though. The girls in the school, though, they approached me wanting to date. I didn't want to date.
I wasn't getting approached that much in high school, but I'm gonna say by university, yes, it started happening more often. But then again, we didn't have social media when I was your age. And when we did get it,
I went to a Catholic mainstream school, so basically they were more mature in that aspect than me. Yeah, I'll admit I'm sheltered to a certain degree, and also the stuff that I believe in. Basically I believed though, right? The way I was taught is that you don't date before you marry and stuff. It's like different kind of way. Or if you date, it's more I date to intent, but I don't do premarital relationships for a reason, because it's protection. It's not on protection for her, and it's for actually both though. It's protection for me and for her though. So basically it starts that way, but then what the guy's gonna end up doing later though. So that's why I choose not to do that. Because it start like that and then slowly leads to something else.
Well, that's the thing. It doesn't have to lead to anything. That's why we talk about, well, excuse my mouth, dick discipline and vajayjay discipline, meaning you can build sexual tension without it leading to actual intercourse. Because I told myself, I lost my virginity at 19 years old, but it was to a friends with benefits type arrangement type thing. But
Okay.
but hey, we didn't have kids. And I damn sure didn't catch no STDs. So I guess you could say I protected myself, throughout that little. I don't want to say I went through a 304 whole phase, but you can call it what you want. And
Okay.
Tiffany said, and Tiff said she was getting approached like that in high school as well. Well,
No,
Tiff,
I
you're a
feel you
beautiful
on
lady.
that. I
Of
know
course
how
you will
it
get
felt
approached.
like. Yeah, but you know what it
No,
is? I told the truth.
she's
I
saying
did
who
tell
was.
Tiffany. I told the truth in the beginning. Literally, they approached me, and I told them in the beginning how actually it was. I literally said I felt what they felt, but I can't act on that. I told the truth, because I just rather be honest with them. Because one, I took their feelings into consideration and how they do it. Because it actually takes a lot of guts. So, like, it literally took them a lot of bravery to actually approach me, asking me for that, and I commend that, but I can't do that. And also, though, you can tell I wasn't ready in that time, and also there was pressure too, though. In this school, just because everyone else is doing something, don't mean I have to follow what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't have
Yeah.
to
By the
follow
way,
what they're doing. Because you
get you.
know, if I accepted, that's more like I was accepting out of being pressured into doing it.
Okay, so this is a good learning opportunity then.
Oh,
Since
by the
you
way,
don't
Yeah,
have
I don't
any
want to cut you
experience.
off, but I don't want to cut you off. My bad, but I misread that. Tiffany said, "I mean, who was getting approached like that in high school?" Though that's what she was saying. Who was getting approached? I mean, come on, Tiff, you're a beautiful lady, so I'm pretty sure plenty of men tried to approach you when you were 15, 16 years old. Come on, Katie Kane, same thing with you. I'm pretty sure y'all were getting approached like that. Not all of y'all, but not by every guy. But I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, no, I was saying to Tiff, I was explaining to Tiff that basically I was explaining my experience though in school, basically secondary school slash high school. I was explaining my experience though, basically, how I got approached like that.
Okay,
He
can we
said,
continue
absolutely
with the
old.
Okay,
video?
but
Who
anyway,
you
so let's
calling
get back
old
to
ass
the
men?
video though, sir.
Tiff said old ass men. I'm like, who? You had old men trying to holler at you? Goddamn.
No, I was talking about the girls in the school though.
I was talking about Tiffany. No, not you,
Talking about
Riz.
Tiff.
Tiff.
Talking about Tiff.
That
Sorry.
was Tiff.
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
It's all right. I misread her comments, so hey, welcome to the club.
I was no, sorry, Candy. I misread the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's
And
continue
by
with
the
the
way,
video.
Tiff, I sent you the link on Instagram if you want to come up. Just saying. All right,
Okay, my bad.
all right.
Okay, let's see what else the video has to say. Could be a good
all right.
learning experience.
All right, let's continue. Fair use.
That night, Andrew thought about the difference. Rachel reached out when lonely. Claire trusted Andrew enough not to worry about doors from his past.
See, there you go.
Being chosen meant not having to prove yourself repeatedly. And for a man who had spent most of his 20s feeling like he constantly had to prove something just to earn a second date, that quiet trust felt almost unfamiliar. 1 month later, Claire told Andrew something about her past that explained everything about why she was different. Hiking trail outside the city.
How
Halfway
lovely.
up, they stopped at a lookout. Claire was quiet, then said something unexpected. I need to tell you something. I was engaged before. 2 years ago, called it off 6 months before the wedding.
Damn.
Andrew waited. He was a good guy. Successful. My parents loved him. But I realized I was marrying the race in me, not the person. I called it off. Everyone
Okay, so she called off the wedding because she realized he was marrying him for what he could do, not for who he was as a person. Okay, fair enough. I'm sorry, go ahead. Anybody there?
No,
I'm
I'm
here.
kidding.
Who was speaking?
Okay, I was saying everything to be honest, that's very interesting though, man, about him, though, about, the character aspect though. I agree with her on that too, basically. There is no such thing as perfection, but however, I see what you're getting at though too.
Okay, I barely understood what you were saying, but I caught a little bit of what you were saying. I get it. So yeah, so apparently this man is not used to a woman being so trusting and loving of him. So he had to eventually kind of grow into it. This kind of feels new to him, but he's not folding immediately. He's basically adapting. You know, most men will see women acting like this and be thinking, okay, what are you up to? Why are you being so nice to me? You plotting something? What's going on here? I felt that way before too, so I understand that. But this man is more patient, bottom line. You don't get that enough nowadays. We don't know how to be patient these days.
Okay.
Are we opening the panel now?
Yeah, in a little bit. Again, I'm trying to keep things safe because as of late, I've been getting a lot of weirdos coming on my show, so I'm trying to play it safe this time. I'm gonna drop the link in a little bit.
Gotcha. I only asked because I saw that Tip asked for the link in the chat. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I sent it to our VA Instagram. Hopefully she can get it through there.
I got you. I think I missed that. Yeah.
All right, let's continue. Fair use.
One thought I was crazy, walking away from a doctor who wanted to marry me. Claire looked at Andrew. I'm telling you, because I don't want you to think I take this lightly. I know what it's like to choose wrong. I'm choosing you because of who you are, not what you've built. Andrew realized Claire understood selected versus chosen. She'd been selected before. She hated it. She was choosing now. He could see the seriousness in her expression when she said it. Not defensive, not dramatic, just honest in a way that didn't feel rehearsed. But Andrew needed to be certain. So 2 months later, he asked her a question that would prove whether she really meant it. Dinner at Claire's place. Talking about his upcoming Denver work trip. Claire asked, what was dating like for you in your 20s? Andrew thought about lying, but Claire's honesty deserved honesty. Brutal. I was invisible. I'd match with women, text for days, ask them out, get ghosted. Or one date, then I don't feel a connection. I heard that so many times I believed something was wrong with me. Claire listened. Didn't interrupt. When did it change? Around 36. I stopped trying so hard. Focused on work. Built things. Suddenly women who wouldn't respond at 28 were reaching out at 40. Claire nodded. Like Rachel? Like Rachel. Like Melissa. Like women who couldn't see me until I didn't need them to.
Yep, see, there you go. He tried the date when he was in his 20s. They ignored him or ghosted him. But then when he focused more on himself and need a woman a lot less, it made things easier. That's something I had to learn. That's something I learned from myself. Focus more on yourself and not needing a woman. Yes, you enjoy her presence. Yes, you enjoy her company and attention. But don't be desperate to have a relationship just because you want to, just because you're feeling lonely. I have to learn that for myself as well.
I guess that's why I'm just currently focused on myself until the time is right.
I mean, what I can add to that is I'll say people are going to crave human connection. Like that's a given. And especially when you're young, a lot of people don't really focus on making sure that they're fully in a position to date, if that makes sense. So like as you age, I think that becomes a primary focus, especially when you realize what you're dating for. When we are young, I think we date because we like the person and your hormones are going off and blah blah blah. But as you date with intention, as you get older, I think that's when people start to really focus on making sure that they're like making sure you can meet the person where they're at and like you have something to offer the person you're dating. I hope that makes sense what I'm trying to say. Like,
yeah,
not just out here recklessly dating for the sake of dating somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, how else are we going to gain that experience? I mean,
what do you mean?
If we don't date different people, how are we going to gain the experience and knowledge about how to talk to different women? I mean,
I'm not saying you shouldn't. Okay, wait a minute. I thought the video just said that. Okay, can you replay the last 30 seconds? Maybe I misheard that.
The what? Say what now?
Can you replay the last like 30 seconds? I think I must have misheard that because I don't think we're speaking the same thing right now.
Okay. Well, here she was asking about his dating past. He just came right out and just said it. I dated in my 20s while building a business, got ghosted, told I was boring, yada, yada, yada. He didn't lie about it or nothing. Kudos to him. He felt invisible at that age, basically. All right, let's play this part again. Fair use.
But Claire's honesty deserved honesty. Brutal. I was invisible. I'd match with women, text for days, ask them out, get ghosted. Or one date, then I don't feel a connection. I heard that so many times I believed something was wrong with me. Claire listened. Didn't interrupt. When did it change? Around 36. I stopped trying so hard. Focused on work. Built things. Suddenly women who wouldn't respond at 28 were reaching out at 40. Claire nodded. Like Rachel? Like Rachel. Like Melissa.
Yep, Rachel and Melissa. Those two women from the previous video that he tried to date, but found out they had other intentions. He felt invisible to them when he was younger, but now that he's older and building something, now he's visible. Compare that to this woman who saw his potential from the beginning.
But you got to remember, she came in on the chapter where he was already built. That's what I was saying.
I think no. I think he was still in the process of building, because earlier they talked about some project that he was working on, so he's still like in the developmental process.
You cut me off again.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that when he was dating these three women, he dated them in succession. He dated the single mother first. Then he dated the one who ghosted him, and she was the last person. When they initially put that in the video, what they were saying was that he was now in a much better position and had women in his DM where women were ignoring him 15 years prior, which means to me, when she walked in on this chapter of his book, he was already built. So to say that she was willing to build with him, I don't know if that's a fair assumption because of the fact of the chapter she already walked in. Those women experienced him 15 and 20 years ago when he didn't have those things. And I'm not saying you should ever date somebody just for what they have. That's a sucker move. The sucker move. That's what I'm saying to you. But I'm saying you're giving her a lot of credit as though she was there to build with him when she walked in on the chapter when he was already built.
Okay, I get what you're saying, Candy Cane, but let me tell you this. Yes, he met those two women prior to meeting Claire while he was, in the process of building. But guess what? Those two females were not with him. They weren't there for him. They said, oh, he's too boring, or oh, he's too nice, this kind of stuff. So maybe they met him first, but they weren't there for him, supporting him. This woman comes along. Now, this woman comes along while he's still damn near finished building his business. And despite not being there for the construction process, she was at least there to support him as he continued. She wasn't there in other words, she wasn't there to have the red carpet rolled out for her. She was basically there to support whatever he wanted. Remember, she chose him because of his character, not because of what he was in the process of building, like the other two females did. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, she came in after he was finished building, but she supported his business through thick and thin. And she showed she was worth keeping around. So she wasn't there just to mooch, basically.
I think we need to be careful just because you say through thick and thin. There was no thin. She walked in on the thick. And so it's easy to say character when he's already got all the rest of the checklist that you have. That's all I'm saying. I just don't like. It's not even about the other women for me. It's about pedestalizing this woman because I feel like we don't know if those other women had met him at the same time, if they would have had different responses to him versus what they had in the past. That's all I'm saying.
Well, keep in mind, they met him when he was like in his late 20s or something and said he was boring. But I got somebody in the back. Hold on. Give me a second.
Welcome to my block, a Queens domain. Got that holiday vibe running in my veins. Yeah, the candy cane lane. Got beauty and brains. Dropping sophisticated knowledge while I make it rain. I'm fierce with the wit, majestic with the style. Keep the whole neighborhood watching with a smile. A cheerful disposition, but I lead the pack. Got a mind full of genius, ain't no turning back. So feel the fresh rhythm. This is my happy sound. The smartest, flyest woman that you've ever found. Candy cane lane, that's right. Candy cane lane all night.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Tiff Starborn. Always soaring. Best believe she's gonna toot her own horn. I'll work on that for you, okay? How are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello. How's
Hey, how you
everybody?
doing? Sorry. Excuse me.
Tiff, are you there?
Is my connection okay?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
You're
Okay,
good.
good.
Well, Tiff, you was listening in, so what you got to say before I continue with the video? I think Candy Kane was saying, why does he get the best, the best part of this man, knowing she came in after, she got the finished product. All those other females were there while he was still building. I'm trying to explain to her that those females weren't there for him while he was
That's
building.
not what I
This hair
said. You
woman,
I
twisted
mean,
what I
I
said. Hold on,
this
hold on,
hair
hold on,
woman was
hold on,
there.
hold on.
Go
If you're
ahead. Go
going
ahead.
to
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
paraphrase, please do it correctly. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. So what I said was, you are praising, like they're praising Claire as though Claire was there for thick and thin, when Claire was actually there after he was already established and older. She came in on the chapter where he had already gotten his finances and all the things that people say they want, the basic necessity things of being a fully functioning, successful adult. He got all of that together. So she had the opportunity to meet him where she could focus on character versus focusing on the fact that he had no money or no place to stay or this, that, and the other. So what I'm saying is not about the other women and why they didn't do X, Y, and Z. What I'm simply saying to you is just keep in mind the chapter in which she met him at. She didn't meet him broke. She didn't meet him disgusted. She met him in a place of success. So it was easier for Claire to focus on all his great qualities already because he already had a lot going for himself.
Okay, it makes sense when you put it like that. Yeah, I get you. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, isn't that kind of what a lot of people, women and men want? They want to meet you at your best, not when you're at your worst. I mean, we all gonna struggle at some point. We all gonna have our highs and lows, but isn't that kind of what people want? To meet somebody when they're at their best, at their peak. Not so much at their peak, but they're at their best where they are now.
I
Anybody?
mean, in a perfect world, I that would be a thing, right? But the one thing I noticed in this video, the comparison to her being 28 to his 43. My question would be, would she have that same outlook or that same feeling about him if they were the same age? If he was 28, if he wasn't like Candy just broke it down about, he's at a place in his life where he's stable, he's able to maintain, take care of himself, his life and everything. But would Claire be doing said things if he was 28, but not at 43? Would Claire still feel the same about him? That would be my question.
And there's no real way to know the answer to that because, again, Claire met him when she met him. She didn't meet him at 28 when the rest of the women met him. So that's why I'm saying I just want you to keep in mind that time changes a lot of things. And as we grow and become better, like you said, everybody wants to aim high. Everybody wants the best possible option they can get. So I don't fault anybody for aiming high. Playing with somebody's feelings, yes. Being an opportunist, yes. But people are people, they flawed, right? So folks are gonna do what they do. I'm glad that he's in a better position now, and I'm glad that he found somebody like Claire. I just don't want us to act like I just don't want to overhype Claire just because of the fact that again, she met him when she met him, and we don't know Claire 28. I mean, at age 28, she's in her, I guess, early 40s with him. I don't know if they ever really said her age, but I just think 28 versus 40, y'all are in different places altogether.
Yeah, we are. But isn't that a fact of life? You're going to be in different places as you get older. I mean, 20 years ago, I was broke going to school. Now, 20 years later, I have a retirement plan, working full time, and I got my own place. So, yeah.
Right, and that's my point as to why we shouldn't demonize the previous two women for what the decisions they made 20 years ago. Like that's my whole point of
I
what I'm
mean,
saying.
it's not so much demonization. It's just about calling out the BS for what it is. Again, one woman wanted a co-parent, which you called out in the previous live. The other woman wanted a safety net, which we called out from the previous live. You can't waste your best years of your life holding off marriages and relationships, or if a relationship goes wrong, now you want someone to play Captain Saver, and save you from your bad decisions. You can't do it like that. I don't see that issue with this woman here. But you know what I'm saying?
Is that what that is? Trying to find a co-parent or just trying to find a partner, and she happens to have children. I mean, I don't think she was actively
In
looking
the
for
last,
I mean, I
Tiff,
call it a stepdaddy.
exactly. Call it what you want, co-parent, stepdaddy, whatever. It's all the
Yeah,
same thing when you
that's
think
in
about
a
it.
No,
case
because you
of
co-parent with the other parent. Like, for example, if I got divorced or something, and me and my ex-husband were co-parenting, we have children together. I don't think
Okay, that's
women who
different.
already have children is not going out actively looking for a co-parent if they already a co-parent with the other parent, right? So that's why I
Absolutely.
was kind of confused by the co-parenting description. But once again, just because she has children, that doesn't mean that she doesn't want connection, doesn't want a partner, she don't want to be in a relationship. She just happens to have children. So why is that? Once again, her choices are demonized because she chose to quote unquote go off and marry the I guess the stable guy at the time, have a family, have children and things like that, but then it just didn't work out. And maybe in her mind she thought, well, hey, Andrew, I remember he blah blah blah. Let's see what and he gave it a chance, but he passed on her too. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, why is it a big deal that we just kind of we pass on each other, but it seems like men don't take rejection that well. It seems like, because it's like
Well,
women get passed
Well,
up all the time, but we're just like, okay, whatever. But men, they get passed up in the 8th grade. Well,
can I jump
we
in?
we got to hear about that today,
well,
like
let me
in
say
their
this.
20
To
years
be
old.
fair, to be
Now,
fair, I don't think people in general take rejection well. People overall, I wouldn't say men or women don't, because I've known some women to not take rejection well. I've not taken it well in the past
absolutely.
myself, so I
Hmm.
will be fair about that. But what I will say is, it was the way that the video framed it and set it up. Like the previous video, she wasn't paying attention to him. She was talking about how she was looking for someone stable and telling him how chaotic her life was, and talking about her divorce and her ex-husband. So the way the video like showed that woman, it displayed that she was really only looking for an opportunity to get stable again.
Absolutely. In other words, trauma bonding, or what they call
Hmm.
trauma dumping, or whatever they call it.
yeah.
And me and Katie talked about that in the previous live. Do not go into any situation. This is for women and for men. Do not meet somebody new, dumping all your damn problems on that person. Nobody wants to hear that, especially on no first date. That's just bullshit in my eyes. Come on. And that's what that first lady did. Dumped all her problems on this man, indicating that she's looking for a way out. That's where we tend to have the problem.
But
When you're
but
looking for a way out of something through somebody else. That's the
to
problem.
Tiff's point though, to Tiff's point, she's saying that just because I was once married or I have children or whatever, if I'm dating after, that doesn't mean I'm always looking to be an opportunist. Sometimes people are just seeking connection, like human connection, and that doesn't mean she's looking for a co-parent. Like I just want this guy because he's going to be stable for my children. I know a lot of women who have kids that don't even like bring kids onto the table because they're not going to introduce this guy to their kids until they know they're sure. So
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, my thing is
Right.
my thing is if you have kids, you ain't got to introduce them to me off rip, but you need to at least let me know that you actually have kids, so I don't be shocked at the end. Just saying, because for some people they don't want to meet the kids. Maybe just some people don't want to meet your kids. Who knows?
Okay, I get you on that though. That is interesting though. Wait, but you're not gonna say, man. It's actually encouraged for me to marry a single mother. Me as a Muslim, it's actually encouraged in my faith to marry a single mother because it's active in it though, actually. So basically, it's actually encouraged though. So could if I wanted to, but I get you on that aspect. It is kind of interesting as well, though. Like what you're saying and stuff, man. Like what you guys are saying.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. All right, let's continue. Fair use.
Like women who couldn't see me until I didn't need them to. Do you resent them? No. I just learned to value someone who sees me before the market makes them. Claire smiled.
Wow.
That's when Andrew knew. But first, he needed to ask the question. Because knowing something emotionally and proving it logically are two different things. And Andrew had spent too many years misunderstanding signals to ignore the importance of clarity now. Men who were invisible in their 20s and built yourselves, where are you now? Women who see value before the market forces you, drop a comment. Comment, were you invisible at 28? Coffee shop. Sunday morning, 2 months after the vulnerability conversation. Andrew looked at Claire. Can I ask you something honest? Always. If we'd met when I was
Wait,
28, making
can we
40,000.
pause?
Sure.
I have a
What's
question.
wrong?
So, the narrator of the video saying, about being invisible. So I'm trying to figure out. So he felt invisible in his 20s, but he was actively dating.
Well, according to the video, he was matching with females, but there was either no connection or he got ghosted. It's not like he wasn't getting any kind of attention. I think I made that clear at the beginning. Yes, he was getting attention from women, but it didn't really go anywhere. I mean, I guess we all got to start at some point, So he was getting attention, but it wasn't no deep connection like it is with this woman.
Right. Well, but I mean, that's kind of. I mean, I don't know if society set it up this way or whatnot, where it's like, I guess we're supposed to meet our happily ever after person in our 20s or something. I'm not sure because, once again, like sometimes you meet somebody, there's a connection and it don't work out. Sometimes you meet somebody, there's not a connection and you keep it moving. So,
Yep,
and
been there.
like to what you said earlier, like when you was like, in high school, you're a beautiful woman. So I'm sure a lot of guys coming up to you. When I said the old ass men, I meant what I said because here I am, I'm a teenager in high school. Why are men in their 30s, 40s, and 50s coming up to me? So it's like it would be
Really?
nice, right? If there
Hold
was,
on.
hold on. If there was men my age, at the time just locking at my locker, but no, I wasn't that girl. If you want to put it like that, I wasn't the popular person. I was like the one that kind of got along with everybody. But no, I wasn't, that person I was having that had dudes flocking to my locker, waiting in line just to, date me because of my, my beauty, fertility, and all the other, stuff I hear. So that's why I was like, oh, yeah, no. Yeah, they were coming up to me, but they was old as hell and had no business doing that. So I think there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Okay. Wow, that is interesting. Wait, but I also
It
have to know
is.
basically what age I was doing that in the schools. Though. I was like 14 when that happened to me. I was 14. I wasn't thinking at that age then. I wasn't thinking like that at 14. You know.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah,
something
so
I would never
basically, though,
support.
I got taken aback, though, because, before that, I used to live in Saudi 7, 8 years, so I was not used to it like that. So, like, basically, when I was around girls, though, basically, when I friended them, we were just, like, basically, we're just cool, we were just, like, friends type thing. I never really got exposed to it like that. And when I came back, no, I was just like, look, I felt what they felt, but I couldn't act on that. But also, I
Yeah, I
literally felt pressure too. I felt pressure too, though. Actually, really, like like when the guys as well. They got, the guys as well. They got me to do though. They try to like basically push that to me, and I'm like, I don't. Just because there's someone everyone else is doing don't mean I have to do it. And I kind of felt like it was peer pressure though, I was being pressured into something. And I told the truth though, and I just took their feelings into consideration. Because if I said yes, they'll feel some kind of way. If I said no, they'll feel some kind of way. So I'd rather explain. I was very long-winded, and I explained it in a way that they understood and they respected the decision that I made. So basically, I said we can be cool, like we can be friends typing. I was friend zoning.
So you were the one friend zoning them.
Yep, I was doing the friend zoning though.
Well, damn, Riz, you didn't find at least one woman that you found attractive that you wanted to do a little. I'm not gonna say sleep with right away, but at least found you want to be with them then beyond just a mere friendship. Because I met several like that. And if I found a woman attractive, I'm not trying to be her friend. Fuck all that shit. I'm trying to do something else beyond that. Just saying.
Yeah, but at that age though, I was not thinking about dating. I was thinking about like focusing on school basically. That's what I was doing at
I
that age. Did I
understand.
go through a phase though where I was expressing my feelings? Look, this is how I felt about a person. Did I feel with him? Yeah, in the type of way. I gave him a compliment, like the girls and stuff. I gave him a compliment and I expressed my feelings, but I never truly acted on it. Like literally, I let them know in the beginning though. Literally, I explained my intention straight from the beginning. It's not that I ain't playing or nothing like that. I just told them, look, this is just how it is, and I'm being really honest though. The reason why though is because I'm just doing mine is based off faith-based reason. So the reason I told them no in the beginning though, the ones that wanted to date me, I told them, look, sorry, I can't do that because it's faith-based. I had to explain, not just the culture, it's more like in a faith aspect. I was explaining, look, this is how the faith-based aspect of it is.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
do you look back and regret that and regret that you
I
didn't,
don't really regret
you
that
would have wanted
though.
sooner?
Do I
I'm sorry.
actually regret that? No, not really. I don't regret that. That just taught me to be disciplined and also taught me to be actually honest about my intention and explain to it. Would I have basically looked back and maybe though at one point though, at some point, not like in regret, more like I would have like considered it maybe at that time. I might have considered. Did I look back though? Yeah, maybe I would have considered it at some point though, but not really, more like regret, more like as in reflective. I reflect on that.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, looking at me, I don't regret losing my virginity at 19 years old. I feel like that's the best age because back in
Wait,
maybe you were too young to remember, but back when me, Candy, and Tiff were coming up, people were having sex at 15, 16, and having kids by 18, 19 years old. That wasn't me. I don't know if y'all went through that, but that wasn't me. I still don't have kids to this day,
okay.
but I got a homeboy had
Yeah,
his
I
first child
just
at 18, but I
okay.
don't know.
Wait, you wanna know though? I'll tell you something really interesting. My father got married at 19 years old, and my mother was a 21-year-old though. Literally, my mom is Pakistani. She got married at 21, and she was okay with doing that. She just basically was like, as long as the person, it's more like the character and the faith aspect, and it was all right though. Basically, they worked. Both my parents remained together for like 26 years though. 26-year
Wow.
marriage though.
Yeah, ain't no problem.
Yeah. Wait,
First
but
of all, at least
literally, my father's university educated. He didn't graduate, but he got to that point of education. Like he got higher education type thing. And basically, though, when my mom came here, though, at least she got to leave her home country and come to the UK for a better opportunity.
yeah, that's
So
true. I
basically,
get
I asked my mom, "Do you regret anything?" She said, "No, she has no regret. She's happy with how her life turned out." Cause she got
yeah.
love for herself, so she don't regret anything.
I'm glad she, but I guess in some cultures you're allowed to get married that young. I mean, out here in America, as long as you of age, but I still say that's too young to get married. But hey, each their own. Each
Wait,
culture
but
is
what you
different.
think? I was gonna ask, what you think though when I told you though my dad got married at 19. He sacrificed a lot at 19-year-old, sacrificed a lot at 19, when they had me. So when my dad got married, I think I was born in 2001. So by the time though, after by the time I was born, my father was a 21-year-old and my mom was like 23.
Okay, so your mom is 2 years older than your dad. Man, ain't nothing
Yeah,
wrong with that.
basically. So my mom is born in 1977. My dad is born in 1979. But basically, when they got married, you know what they did? They waited a year before they had me in 2000. Basically, my mom went to college though, and then she studied childcare, and then she worked in the childcare field while having me in 2001. So when I
Damn,
was born, both were working though, and then my brother was born still the same. But I had family members to raise me while they were there. They had to balance both working and trying to raise me. By the time my sister was born, they were in a position to actually, you know, basically have my mom stay home.
yeah, that is something. I mean, so you were born in 2000. So 2001, I was what? 50, I was like 16 or 17 when you were born. I was in high school by the time your parents got married and you were born.
Yeah,
Man, I feel
they're
old. So you're
19.
Generation Z. You're part of Gen
Yeah,
Z.
Gen. Yep, older Gen Z. Like I'm 24. I should be like 25 now, but actually I was born in December of 2001. That's why I'm 24.
Yep. I was 17 when you were born. I was a senior in high school by the time you was brought into this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to my Gen Zers. Well, I say that's a bit far fetched, but at least your parents did it right, so it's not too far off. Because
Yeah.
again,
I
at
also
least they got
believe
married.
both
Let me say
sides.
this real quick. At least they got married before they had you. Because people I've known had their first kids around 18, 19, but they never got married, never discussed, being together forever. It was just let's have sex, have a baby, and co-parent. Like Tip said,
Okay.
co-parent with the parent of the child. That's what we was doing
Okay.
back in the day. Some of us anyway, but
My
marriages were
mom's
still
always been spiritual. My mom's always been a spiritual person, actually. Still is. Like basically one time, I think I basically though before I was born or something like that, or when I was like really young though, when my mom and my dad went to see Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, basically my dad said literally though my mom was speaking like in a spiritual sense though, she interpreted it like that. That's what my mom's always been. She's always been spiritual like that. That's where I get it from now, actually. I see it spiritually. Wait, but you know what I said though, man? I want to marry at 25, but I'm not opposed to marrying at 29. I just want to marry before 30 years old. I don't want to marry at 30.
Yeah, and that's happening a lot. People are waiting later to get married. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah, but you
Tiff,
know, my
you got anything to say? I'm sorry.
sorry, my grandfather told me he got married at 34.
No, I don't have anything to contribute here.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's continue. I mean, that was an interesting backstory. Now we have a better understanding. So yeah, at least your parents did it right. I can't say the same for our generation. Again, having kids out of wedlock at 18 to 25 years old. But let's continue. Fair use.
And living in a
Okay.
studio apartment, driving a 10-year-old car, would you have gone out with me? Claire didn't answer immediately. She actually thought about it. I don't know, Claire said. I was 21 then. Probably not. I didn't know what I wanted. I dated guys who were exciting but unreliable. I made bad choices. She looked at Andrew, but by
Okay, can you
25 or
pause this?
26 I would have.
Damn. So she said she said 21. She don't know. She didn't know what she wanted, and she's dated people that were exciting and reliable. I guess at this point we're all guilty of that. I dated females who were exciting but not very reliable. So we've all been there at some point. But at least to her credit, she at least learned from that and decided to make better choices for men compared to most people that make the same goddamn choices day in and day out. To it's a way of life for them. But so she may be a little different. But what do y'all think? Please chime
So
in.
I asked you to pause it because I wanted to point out they just said exactly what I said earlier was that you couldn't judge Claire now by what Claire would have done then. She just told you she was in a different place of life back then and doesn't even know if she would have chosen this man.
Well,
I'm
to
glad
be
that
fair, I'm, I mean, to be fair, my question is, how would she have chosen him as in a dating sense or in a marital sense? Because I still think 21 is too young to be thinking about
She
marriage.
wouldn't have. They just said that. She said I probably wouldn't have because she was in a different place in her life. You know, so he wouldn't have been an option.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So you think her narrative is no different than the other two ladies?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is everybody at some point of their lives is at different place in time. So if I'm not mistaken, right now they're discussing this based on, if I'm not mistaken, and he's 43. So that's only what, 21, 28. That's a 7-year difference. So she still haven't like been out there long enough and experienced life compared to Andrew. So trying to ask her based off what she would have done 7 years ago when she's still under 30, it's like, okay, well, because women are, we're the ones that's kind of, even though, okay, in the talking point sense that we hear on the internet, men are in control of marriage, women are controlled to sex. And so if at 21, right, I'm sure like both men and women, they're not, rushing to settle down and get married and tie it down, right? So I think it's unfair to try to pin getting a ring or marriage on the backs of women when they don't control that aspect, because once again, if the men around their age is not, taking it serious themselves and wanting to get married, we can't fault her for moving the way she was moving. And then now she getting to 30. A lot of times we're told, oh, settle down, get married, have a child before you're 30. And, a lot of times women, their biological clock is put on the pedestal compared to a man. Oh, well, he can keep going on and, go about life, get himself together. And then at 43, now he's really serious and he want to settle down because, he has the means to. But women don't have that same grace.
Yeah, I do agree.
That's all I'm
Now,
saying.
now,
Mm-hmm.
me personally, I don't think it's cool to put the pressure on either male or female to get married. And maybe, and I'm not sure if y'all notice this, but lately I'm seeing more men
Well,
being
why not? Because
pressured.
didn't you say that Riaz's parents did it right because they got married so young? So I'm confused by if
No,
that's the right
I'm
thing to
saying no, no,
do.
no, no, no. Hold
Why
on. I
most
was
of
saying,
the people like
hold on,
around
Tiff.
us.
Come on, Tiff. I was saying 19. That's young to be getting married, in my humble opinion. But to be fair, at least at least they got married first before having a child. Compared to most mofos I know, having kids
But
between
most people
18 and
ain't doing
25
that
out of
though,
wedlock
right?
and getting married
I
and
mean,
getting
most people
married
ain't
much
doing that. Even you
later.
said you was running through them at 19.
I guess you could say that. I wasn't reckless with it, but I guess you could say I've had my fair share of females come and go at 19 years old. Yeah.
Right. So I'm saying like it was a thing that, both men and women or, young adults, I'm gonna call them young adults because in my mind they're teenagers, but either way, like
Can I
nobody
cut
was
in
taking it
on you?
seriously then. Yeah,
Can I
go
cut
ahead.
in here? I think what Hustler's point with that was they did it right because they had the baby after the marriage. I think he's more of a traditionalist in that way. Am I correct,
Yeah.
Hustler? I don't want to just speak for you, but can you confirm that?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. That's why I say he did it correctly. I mean, it was a bit prematurely, but I guess that's better than nothing. Again, as y'all
So
may
it,
have noticed, people in this society having kids out of wedlock between ages of 18 and 25 can barely take care of the kids. I know a chick right now got four kids by two different men. So at least compared to what I'm seeing in my lifetime, Riaz kind of did it right. His parents, anyway, kind of did it right. Got married first, then had a child.
so I guess that would all depend on what you value. If you are the type of person who is more of traditional values that feels like there is an order to it, then I can see where you're coming from with that. Everybody though, I will say not everybody wants to get married. Some people want kids without marriage. Some people want marriage without kids. It all depends on the person. So, that's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a little pushback because the thing
I'll
is
be
if
right
he,
back. Keep on
if
talking. I'll be right back. Keep on
okay.
talking.
Okay. Well, it was kind of a question for him, but I guess Candy, maybe you can answer for me. So if he's a traditionalist, right? As you pointed out, so that should be once again important, the top thing on the list. That should have been important. So if that's something that's important amongst, the individual or the collective, then you would think more women would have been married and not quote unquote having babies at 18, 19. You know what I mean? So that's just what I'm pointing out because I'm not saying, hey, some people don't want to get married. Some people just, they might just want to be a parent or they may just want to go through life with somebody without, having it done legally. But what I'm saying is it's like we can't speak on traditional or traditionalism, but then you're not moving traditional. You're moving like a modern person.
I'm trying to follow you. So let me try and paraphrase that. You're saying because they were having sex at those ages, they weren't being traditional. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. I am. I'm saying that because for one, if we speak about traditional, even if we, go back in the olden days where, young girls were getting married, off young, that was still traditional because they were married. But the ones that wasn't married, they was, fast, they was the Jezebel, this, that, and the third. Um, so yes, having sex outside of marriage, quote unquote, to the tradition is not traditional. So if you participate in that behavior, then that tells me that you're not as traditional as
I
you
see. Okay,
thought you
I follow
were.
you. I follow you now. I'm picking up what you're putting down. You're saying basically it's you're not really traditional, and you only fugazi traditional if you were doing the non-traditional things, but then still wanting to benefit from the traditional umbrella you put yourself under.
Right, right. Because it's like that's like me saying, "Oh, um, I wasn't doing that at 19, but there was other people around me that was doing that. Like, what do I do? Do I shame them for it? Do I look down at them for it? Because I like using Riaz as an example. I give him a lot of props for wanting to wait it out. But I'm also for, dating around and figure out what you like and don't like. But once again, like cultures are different. So what we do over here and what happens in other places, I know it's different. But like far as our society, um, I could say for the most part, like sometimes we're not even like we're not allowed to date once again because as the girls growing up, we're kind of told focus on your studies, make sure you go to school, this, that. You can wait for date, save dating for later. But then the guys are able to get out and date. But then you're thinking about who are those guys are dating. And, there's a different stick, I think there's a difference in between the two. Hold on. I'm sorry, I'm getting out of breath. I'm over here trying to um straighten up his
Okay.
toys and talk at the same time. But
I was
I
going to
just
ask you
think
if you
it's
were working
like
out. I'm like,
the oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no,
Yeah,
I
you
said
can.
I was going to ask you, are you working out? I was hearing the strain. I'm like, what you doing over there, Tim?
Girl, just clean up this toys. Huh. Jeez. It's a workout. But yeah,
Okay.
okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead. I was rambling.
Right. I think I get you on what you're saying though. That makes sense though in a way. I feel you though. I just probably just wait till I'm ready to marry though. I don't mind if my family gets involved in helping me find my future wife though one day. Cause I don't mind them helping me out. I can choose. They can search for me on my behalf though. It's not that I can't do it myself. I could have done it myself ages ago. It's just I'd rather just focus on me type thing. So yeah, I feel you on that though. But basically another thing is I'm just probably just speaking from my perspective since I'm in UK though everyone else in the UK my age, even in the same faith as me, I've seen like probably, they're doing the same thing as what you're doing though. They're probably just dating before they marry and that type of thing. Other Muslims though basically in UK, yeah, they're probably dating though, but not me though. Not everyone though, but some are actually mostly dating though, before they marry type thing. Me, I'm probably just speaking from my perspective because the way I was raised more like, properly, but also more like old school type way. I'd rather like to think old school way rather than just doing what everyone else is doing now, trying to be different.
Right, and that's why I said about culture because listen, if it was up to my father, I'm sure he would have loved to pick out my partner in life. I'm sure he would have. But just based off just experience, sometimes, like you have to do what's best for you. So if that's what's best for you, you know, I I give you kudos for that. So that's why I mentioned culture. Because I was just, piggyback off of what you were saying about how your parents, waited or got married and then had you and things like that. Like I mentioned to Hustler earlier, in a perfect world, yes, if everybody that was, quote unquote, getting it in or having intercourse with people, if the initially the people that you was, doing that stuff with, would you have married them? That's the question. Because see, when the questions of babies and um unwed teenagers and stuff like that, that's because nobody, takes the act of having intercourse seriously. They just kind
I'm
of,
back.
they're not taught the ins and outs of it. Yes, they probably have sex education, but I don't think they really get down to the nitty gritty of what comes along with sex outside of just babies and STDs, because there's emotional attachment, there's soul ties, there's, other factors that go in with connecting yourself to somebody in that way. And if you're just doing it, kind of willy nilly, especially at that age, you're already, taking on energies that's not your own. So then once you go on later in life, it can possibly affect you. So that's what I'm saying. It's like people make their decisions based off where they're at, and if that's what, like, I guess what our generation was doing, because I feel like they didn't have the tools to say, hey, if you're gonna do that, let's talk about this, right? But a lot of parents aren't comfortable with having that conversation with their kids. So
Yeah, I feel you though. Probably, yeah, I kind of agree with you on that though. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of get you on that aspect too, though. The main reason I keep my discipline though is because I believe in soul ties. I'm not shaming nobody else who actually choose to do. If they choose to live their life how they want to live it, I'm not gonna shame them for that. That's how they want to. But me personally, if I'm speaking for myself personally, though, I'd rather just wait though, because I know it's soul ties type thing. And plus, though, anyways, not just like basically, I have to be what I want to attract. So if I'm actually waiting, for the right person, I also expect the same thing. But then at the same time, no, basically, that's like vice versa, though. If the person expect, in my position, no, expect me to be, what I'm doing, then I'm gonna do that. That type of thing. That type of, and also though, the other main reason though as well though is because I just know it's soul ties, because then emotionally attached, and imagine how it affects my body and what they feel is what I feel. And also though, imagine though, if I want to marry one day, they ask the question about the history of what I did though. Imagine how she feels though, because how it is though, to be honest though. I feel like because I want her to be my first and she want me to be her first, you know what I mean? So that's why I kind of take that in a serious type of way. But I get you on that aspect too, though. Not shaming, but I feel you on what you're saying. And I'm also thinking about my long-term future. Imagine how it'll affect my chances of it.
Yeah, I get you. I'm back. I heard some of the conversations, and I agree. I, me personally, I didn't have sex education growing up, so I had to learn through trial and error. I knew all about STDs. I knew all about don't have sex before you're married because I grew up in a household where we kind of enforced that, but a lot of people didn't follow it. My mother had me out of wedlock, so she can tell you that she didn't follow it herself. So, but I understand that all that other stuff y'all talked about, we had to learn that through trial and error growing up. Most of us, anyway. The soul ties, the possibility of STDs, trial and error, or education. So I get it.
Yeah, I feel you on that too, though. Probably, of course, I learned, the sex ed in school and stuff like that, though. And sometimes, what I do, though, when I come home and I tell, I have a pen, though, who to speak to about it, I go to my mother, though, about that type of thing. I know I should speak to my father because, me and him is like the male type thing. And probably an experience thing, though. I tell my mother more because I'm more closer to her when it comes to personal things. Even my own father knows that himself. My own father literally acknowledges I'm more attached and more closer to my mother. So basically over him. It's not that I don't respect him or I won't listen. I always love and respect him. It's just he knows that, but at the same time he just also recognizes that me as a neurodivergent is more closer to the mother. So when it comes to that type of topic, I speak to her about it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Uh-huh. Now let's
Yeah.
get back now let's get back into this video.
Okay.
All right, hold on. I like to switch this view up. All right, there we go. All right, fair use.
Because even at 28, you were building, you were going somewhere. That's what I value. Not where someone is, where they're going, and
not where you are, but where you're going. Makes sense to me.
Whether they'll actually get there. Andrew believed her. Claire admitted she might have missed him too, but she'd learned, grown, changed. And the honesty of that answer mattered more than the answer itself. She hadn't tried to rewrite history to make him feel better. She had simply told the truth about who she used to be and who she had become. That answer changed everything. 3 weeks later, Andrew bought a ring. but where he proposed proved he'd learned the most important lesson. Andrew bought the ring on a Tuesday, didn't tell anyone. That Saturday, Andrew took Claire to the same hiking trail where she'd told him about her broken engagement. Same lookout, same bench. I have a question, Andrew said. Claire smiled. Another honest one? The most honest one. Andrew pulled out the ring. I'm not asking you to marry what I've built. I'm asking you to marry who I am. And I'm asking because you saw that difference before the market made you. Will you marry me? Claire said yes.
Oh, so she accepted the proposal. Okay. Yeah, marry him, not what he's built. That's the thing, right?
weird. I'm sorry.
What's so weird about this? Explain, Candy Cane.
I'm going
Girl,
to.
oh my God.
I'm going to.
You're going to what?
So he just asked this woman, instead of just saying, "Hey, I want a future with you. I think we're a great match. I can see us, gallivanting into the sunset with great hair." He points out to her it's a few things. Why?
Go ahead, speak your piece.
Let me gather my thoughts. For one, I think that it was strange of him to go to a place where I told you I had a broken engagement and then try to override the history of this place with your own thing. I'll explain it like this. It's like when, for instance, if you ask me to marry you on Christmas or on Valentine's Day, or like your instead of the day being, and I'm not saying those days even matter, I'm just using them as an example, okay? Proposing to somebody in a situation or an event, like it was already like a negative memory to some extent, or it's just something that happened that, I don't know, golly. I'm just saying, I think it's strange for him to want to go to a place where she had a broken engagement and to propose to her now as though he's trying to rewrite the history. Leave the history where it is. It made her who she is.
Is he trying to
hold on? What it is.
I understand. Okay, Candy Cane. I understand what you're saying because I kind of felt the same way too. You took her to the same hiking trail where she confessed to you that she had that she had a broken marriage.
I said the same bench. They said not just the trail, but the same bench. It's like you're trying to erase the memory of what happened, and you can't do that. Like, it's weird.
Well, here's the
right.
I kind of said that I don't mean to cut you up, but I kind of said the same thing myself when I first saw the video. Like, why would you take her back to the same place, the same bench where she confessed that she had a broken marriage that didn't work out? But then I thought about something else. Maybe he's not trying to rewrite history, but he's trying to give her something else to add to that same history book. Another good memory.
If you taking me to a bench where me and my ex broke up, that's a red flag.
Hold on. This is the same place you confessed to me that you had a broken marriage. Now this is the same place you're going to confess that you have a better marriage. So it's kind of like adding something or closing a chapter and adding something new to that same chapter. You know what I'm saying?
I guess my point is, why are you competing with the past? Why not let the past just be the past and you make new memories, great memories, brighter memories?
Isn't that what he's doing? Isn't that kind of what he did?
No.
Let the past go and focus on her. Isn't that kind of what he's doing? You're saying.
Let me finish. You keep cutting me off, and I don't.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't do that to you. You are competing with the past when you keep revisiting the past and going to those places, even constantly bringing up the women and all of this other stuff. This is what I keep saying. So many people are focused on what they don't want versus what they do want, and that's why we are not moving forward. What I'm saying with this situation, when I say he's competing with the past, is why are you even? It'd be different. I wouldn't say the same thing if this is where he met her in her past. This past that he's intertwining himself with has nothing to do with him. It's with her and her ex-fiance, and he's inserting himself into it. Instead of going there and trying to rewrite her history with that man and make, you're basically, you guys ever, okay, my brain is moving faster than my mouth is. It's kind of like a read-write CD. rewrite CD. You know, you ever burn CDs in the past where you can burn over it? I feel like that's what he's trying to do with her past right now. Burn over what was already there. And I'm saying just leave that there and go make something
I mean,
new.
even if he was trying to you know, recoil over that past or whatever, don't you think that's a past that needs to be kind of rewritten, or a past that needs
No,
to be recorded over?
no, I don't.
Now she can put this new memory. This is the same place I confess I had a bad marriage. Now this is the same place I'm gonna have a good marriage at. So it's kind of like you're either one, rewriting over that past history, or two, you're adding something better to that same chapter in your life.
I'm saying you cannot undo history no matter how much. This is why I said he's competing with the past.
And undo it, but you can definitely learn from it, move forward, and create better history.
Right.
Better
Wait,
history.
I got one question
Okay.
though.
So I'm going to just mute.
One at a time, one at a time. Go ahead. Who had a question?
Okay, I got a question. I was gonna ask Candy. Do you think, Candy, that he's projecting in a way though? Do you think there's a form of projection in it? No, I already said that.
Candy, Tiff, do y'all think he's projecting? Because I don't know. I'm just not sensing that.
Okay, so I think what's trying to be said is like, okay, let me ask you this: if we erased Hustler, I don't know why I call you Hustle Muscle. I'm sorry,
Hustler and
Muscle,
muscular.
Hustler and Muscular. Okay, if we erased your entire past from, like today and starting anew, would would that mean that you're going to remain the same person that you are today, with that past being, wiped out,
Probably.
erased?
I don't know.
Would you
Probably
still
not.
be like? Would you be a Hustler Muscular today if you just erased your past?
Would I still be hustler and muscular? Could be, possibly. I may still be doing pounds if things in my life changed 25, 30 years ago. Who knows?
Well, you
You know
don't
what?
know because
Well,
your past is erased, right?
well, let me interject a little bit on you, twin. That all depends on if you're happy with where you are currently. There are some people who would say, yeah, I don't mind erasing the past because the past was tumultuous and they're not happy with where they are today. But if you look at your past as lessons, as building blocks that built you to who you are today, and you're proud of who you are today, you wouldn't want to erase the past.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true. Now, to be fair, I felt that way before too, because I guess you could say I've been through my fair share of storms. I look back on my life and I wish this shit did not happen. But I've had some good things happen. So it's like, yeah, I wouldn't change a goddamn thing. So I get that. If you're happy with where
I
you
think
are,
because along with the good, in order to realize there is something good, you have to sometimes go through the quote unquote bad, right? So wanting to maybe the intention like is there, as far as like you said, wanting to rewrite history so she won't have to go to that bench and think about her ex-boyfriend, but it's more like that made her who she is today. Without that breakup, without that engagement being broken, they wouldn't be there at the altar right now.
Exactly. That's
Well,
my whole
that's
point.
true.
That was the whole
Okay.
point of what I was making.
And
Don't
that's
try to
why I
compete
made
with
the,
the past. Just
and that's
make
why I made
memories
the
for the
point
future.
of that's why I made the point of he's not trying to erase it, but he's trying to give her something better to look forward to. So you want to keep going back to that bad past,
I'm
you
going
know?
to say I hope nobody ever tries to compete with my past and my history because that's just not okay to me. I think it's weird. I think that behavior, like I hear what you're saying that you think he's trying to make better memories, but why go to that? Why not go to where y'all had y'all first date? Wouldn't that make more sense to go to where I met you? Because that's the moment that I realized we were going to be, or whatever people say.
Well, think of it like this. Ever had like a childhood fear of some sort? Whether it be going up a slide because you're scared of heights, or going to the beach because you're afraid of falling in the sand? What do? You go back to that same place, face those same fears, and now you can move forward to a better future. So think of it as facing another fear. That's another way to look at it.
But see,
Facing up against a bad past, a fear from a bad experience from your past, and moving forward.
you're adding a context to it that doesn't exist though, because she never said she was traumatized and fearful. She was the one who broke the engagement off.
I understand that, but I'm just saying that's part of her past that she's trying to move away from, and this man is giving her something better to look forward to. by adding a better chapter into that book, adding another aspect to that book, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
Then to move on from this, because you know I've already said what I had to say on that. To move on from this, it was weird to me that in the proposal, instead of telling her all of the things that you liked about her, you stressed the fact that I'm glad that you're not materialistic. That's why I want to marry you. I think that's really funny. I think that's a funny thing to focus on, to say as you're asking her to be your life partner. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, okay, so we established that we got mixed feelings about this man bringing her to the same spot where she confessed she had a broken marriage. Okay, fair enough. I kind of felt the same way too. You gonna bring her back to that same spot? Okay, I hope this works out well. But
I mean,
let's see how this works out.
but let me ask you. And this may be personal. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, of course. But if you were going to propose to somebody, hustler, what would be the words that you would say to the woman that you intend to spend the rest of your life with? What would you say to her?
What would I say? I'll probably say something like, "You're the love of my life. Take this ring and be my wife."
Even that was a better proposal than what that man said to this woman. I'm gonna go on mute now.
Yeah, I'm just being snarky, but you get it. The love of my life, sharp like a knife. Take this ring and be my wife. How does that sound?
Any of y'all watch Martin growing up? I'm sure what part of that?
Well, I just started watching Martin. It's at the last 2 seasons between 96 and 97. Yep.
So did you see the episode where he proposed to Gina? He was like, "Damn, okay, I will marry you." That's the vibe it was giving me right now. But it's cute though. I liked it.
I do remember that particular clip. I don't remember what episode it came from. I started watching the show later, like the last 2 seasons, I think.
Do you remember Fresh Prince when
yes, I do.
What's his name? Why I forget the guy's name?
Lisa.
When homeboy was trying to what's his name? The older sister, Hillary
Banks.
He was jumping out of the airplane. Hillary, will you marry me?
I remember that episode.
I remember that episode. Found he hit the floor and died. Woo. But come on, y'all. This was the 90s. Back then, being cheesy was kind of a norm.
But think about it. Okay, Candy, thank you for bringing that up. Because imagine this woman had experience where her and her ex-boyfriend was bungee jumping off a cliff or out of a airplane. But now, because that's how they broke up, right? Like as he was flying out the airplane, he was like, or no, she's telling him, "Hey, I'm break up with you. This is over." As she's falling, right? And then next thing you know, Andrew's taking her on a skydiving bungee jump and wanted to, show, "Hey, I could fall with you too. Let me," what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, you're not gonna go. We're not gonna do the same thing where, like, I feel like if we broke up, I don't want a reminiscence or reminder of a spot or whatever of my last breakup. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Boy, what you doing?
I'm back. But like I said, this was the 90s. Back then, that cheesy stuff was more or less acceptable. I mean, have y'all seen on TV where a man proposed to his wife and he gets inside of a fighter jet or a plane, he draws it in the sky using the smoke? "Will you marry me?" Spell it out in the clouds. "Will you marry me?" Don't forget that cliche too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cute. I like that, but I think okay, looking back to the video, I think I'm sorry we gotten off the video, but it just was about. Oh, go ahead.
They go to a sports stadium and they're watching a football or basketball game, and you can see on a little Titantron such and such, will you marry me? How about that?
Yeah, I think all those are fine. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't really like. I'm not particular on. Oh, it has to be some huge grand gesture. Blah blah blah. My only point with this was, I don't like the fact that he inserted himself into her past. That was it. That was all I was saying. However you
Yeah.
decide, and this is to anybody, any man out there. However you decide to propose to your partner, you know your partner best, right? You know that woman you're dating, what she's going to like, what's going to impress her, what's going to be sentimental to her. So do whatever you know you should be doing. Like I have a friend of mine, longtime friend, actually the oldest friend I have, just got engaged to his now fiance like 2-3 months ago. Like they went on a trip and it was a work trip. He told me he was getting ready to do it. They went on a work trip and he surprised her. And on that trip, he had everything planned out. Like she flew out to California before he got there. He had already had everything planned and organized and whatnot. She didn't even know it was coming. Like they knew they wanted to get married. They had discussed that, but she didn't know when he was going to do it. And he sent me the video and everything. It was beautiful the way that he decided to do it. So I'm not saying that it has to be, airplanes and all of this other stuff. I'm just saying, again, I just think it's strange that this man went to her past with her broken fiancé-ship, whatever you want to call it, instead of creating new memories that are just him and her and nothing like old. So I rest my case. I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse.
I understand. So, like I said, we have mixed feelings about this man taking her to the same spot where she confessed a broken marriage. I guess that's hit or miss. Maybe I personally wouldn't do anything like that, but like I said, he's probably trying to not so much erase a memory, but kind of add more to the history book, add something positive to that, add something positive, give it something to look forward to. Like, this is where things went wrong, and this is also the same place where things went right, kind of like that.
Can you rewind it 30 seconds? Because I want to rehear his proposal. I was really tripped out over that.
Oh, God. Come on, Candy.
Okay, I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. Let's move forward. I'll leave it alone. I'm not going to... Go ahead.
Now let's rewind it.
Really, Tiff? Come on, Tiff. You want to see it?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
No shit.
Okay, let's go back. I was here.
Yeah, that should be good. Let's hear it.
All right then.
Asking you to marry what I've built. I'm asking you to marry who I am. And I'm asking because you saw that difference before the market made you. Will you marry me? Claire said yes. Not
Okay,
after thinking,
pause.
just yes.
Pause.
Wait, before the
said
market
something.
made you. What
Thank
that
you.
mean?
The market made you. He said, "Someone marry me now, but because you saw who I was before the market made me." I guess him building his business is kind of what made him to the successful person he is today.
Nah, he's talking about the dating market.
Yes. Come on now.
Let's not skip past that. He's talking about before the dating market made you, as in before you got worn out, used up, no good. I'm glad you brought me your youth and beauty and all of your fertility while I could still utilize it. That's what he said.
Is that whoa. Hold on a minute.
She.
You know, I had to put a little 10 on 20 and be a little saucy with it.
I mean, but that's a good point. Like the market. Come on now. I was like, I didn't hear
We
that.
meant the dating market, not the job market. Okay. The job market, that's different than the dating market. The reward system is not the same, you know.
I'm trying to figure out, but like, isn't he?
No,
wasn't he in that
definitely not
same
talking
dating
job
market?
He was definitely not talking job market. I'm not gonna let you slide that past, hustler. He's definitely saying she kept her market value when she came to him.
Right. Because I'm like, see, this why I be confused.
I mean,
so
she's only 33, so she ain't, you know, at the wall, as people like to say it. Come on.
come on now. We know men hit the wall too. So let's not act like at 43.
But it happens to us at a later age compared to women. We're talking women with biological infertility.
Wait a minute. You got men receding their hairline at 35. What you mean later on? Men's hairline receding. They dealing with ED.
To be fair, I started losing my hair by age 27. So you ain't lying about that.
Woo! You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, let's not talk about the peaks and the primes and stuff happened later on. Like, I mean, using me as just a testimony, I had my first child at 35. Never saw it coming, but it came. So this whole hitting the
35.
wall, 35, my first and my last. You hear me? I don't want to, I'm good with that. But my point is the whole, you know, marry before 30 or your geriatric pregnancy at 35. I think that's one of the things, the misconceptions that we're breaking as men and women in this day and time, that we're having babies later. You having men that are having babies later, the first child as well. They're going through life, they're experiencing, getting themselves together. So what I'm saying, I don't see anything wrong with Andrew did or what he has done, right? I just think it's like kind of delusional to make it seem like he's not in that same dating market. And I'm sorry, at 43, like you're basically you're in your over your midlife crisis at this point. You know what I'm saying? So like he's okay. Let me not. Hold on. Let me check on my kid.
Okay. I get what you're saying. But do y'all think that that's a misconception, or is it just a harsh reality women have to accept? Because we can't just ignore biology. I mean, we all gonna decline at some point, but I think it happens later for men. I mean, you got some men out here, but to me,
Absolutely not. Let's not talk about biology, because once again, there's women that's in their 40s and 50s having babies. So what I'm saying is, when we talk about biology, go ahead.
And this is why we don't have those discussions enough. We like to ignore it because we pay more attention to the exceptions and not just accepting the rule for what it is. Remember, exceptions don't change the damn rules. You got to remember that. Just because you had your first child at 35 years old, which I commend you for, by the way, that doesn't mean I should tell every woman out here, have your first kid at 35, 36, 37.
I'm just telling everybody, man or woman, if you can, if you can't control it, yes, wait until you're 35 or wait till in your 30s. Live your life. Go through your 20s, go through your trial and error, figure out what you like and don't like, so you won't be in your 40s trying to compete with somebody past.
Absolutely, because I'm gonna say sometime last year I had a young lady come on my panel who said she had a friend who got engaged to her husband while they were like in their early to mid 30s or whatever. And when they finally got married, she found out at 36 or 37 her eggs were dried up, so she couldn't have kids. So you know what they had to do? Adopt. And thankfully that worked out for them. They adopted 2 twins.
Okay, so that's the exception, or that's the majority. So you're saying like majority of the women eggs are gonna be drying up at 36?
It could happen. It's biology after all. I mean, if you don't take care of yourself.
I want to know what biology said that women's eggs are scrambled at age 36. I need the data.
Look it up, my girl. Look it up.
No. You're gonna throw them out. If you're gonna throw out that kind of assumptions or calculations,
I'm going based on what I see and what I've heard and what I've researched over the years. Like, come on.
So it's not biology. It's basically
a biological clock for a reason, Tiff. Come on now, work with me, my sister. Work with me. It's called biological.
But who made that biological clock?
Nature. That's who made it.
Nature or men? Man, nature. Not men, but man. Man made the biological clock.
Hold on a second.
Absolutely, man made that biological clock, because once again, we got people.
Triple
C-A-P. Cap.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
It's the paperwork. That's cap. Totally cap. That means lie.
I want to jump in here while it's a little cool and chilly, and just let y'all know.
No, the hell we didn't. We didn't do
that. I just want to jump in real quick on y'all.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Candy.
Cooling off period. A little cooling off. I don't know if you've ever had cotton candy grapes. If y'all can hear me out there.
They're everything.
Go ahead.
Strawberries and cotton candy grapes, and it's A1 chef's kiss. Just saying.
Okay. Fair enough. You were saying, Tiff?
Oh, absolutely. Boy. I love me some cotton. Okay, I'm gonna give you some. Okay, hold on. But yeah, I agree with Candy.
I like cotton candy too. Just saying.
No, not cotton candy. Cotton candy grapes. Have you had that?
Cotton candy grapes.
Grapes.
Yes, they are so good.
Never heard of that. Honestly.
You should look it up in your grocery store and see if they have them. They're grapes that have a slight cotton candy flavor to them. They're very good.
I understand. But do you agree with what Tiff was saying? Men create the biological clock or did nature create biological clocks?
I don't want any parts of this conversation. I'm gonna let y'all hash that out.
Oh, come on. Come on, Candy. You're my co-host of the day. You better interject something.
Yeah, but you see, this is gonna take me listen. I have known many women past in their upper 30s and 40s having babies. So to say that there is a biological clock that just sometimes run out and then you have powdered eggs is crazy to me. And it's not like these are exceptions to the rule. I'm saying many, many women, including some, think about it. Even back in the day, why do you have some aunties that are the same age as their nieces and nephews? It's because grandma was getting it in and popping out kids.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Was it their first child or like their second, third, fourth, or fifth child? It's the latter, like more than one child. If this is like their fifth child at 31, then maybe then that's a bit different. But to have your first
because
child
a biological
age,
clock should be a biological clock, right? Like the clock is ticking no matter how many kids you had in the past.
Okay. Well, I got somebody in the back. Hold on.
Right.
I got somebody in the back. Hold on. Give me a second.
Welcome to my block, a Queens domain. Got that holiday vibe running in my veins. Yeah, the candy cane lane got beauty and brains, dropping sophisticated knowledge while I make it rain. I'm fierce with the wit, majestic with the style. Keep the whole neighborhood watching with a smile. A cheerful disposition, but you know I lead the pack. Got a mind full of genius, ain't no turning back. So feel the fresh rhythm. This is my happy sound. The smartest, flyest woman that you've ever found. Candy cane lane, that's right. Candy cane lane all night.
Ladies and gentlemen, shout out goes to head of the Avengers, hotter than a cinder, taking injustice, throws it in the blender. Let's welcome Shyster Ashton, the man with a passion, entertaining the crowd with his own unique fashion. Welcome, head of the Avengers.
Hustler, Muscle. Was that you who just gave me the introduction?
Who else would it be, sir?
I just want. Are you agreeing that you just? I don't know if it's somebody else on the panel. I just want them to hear it.
Go ahead, Ash. That was hustler.
Everybody, Shyster Ashton. Ashton, this is Candy Cane Lanes and Tip Starborn.
Candy cane that be in the beef sector, in the Mo 3 sector.
Listen, stop telling my business, Ashton.
You do what?
Sorry, but you know, candy cane. You know, it'd be an accident. It'd be an accident with me. Like I don't be meaning to do it on purpose. It ain't.
Listen, stop telling my business, Ashton. I've been moving around incognito.
I'm sorry,
now.
but Candy cane, we need to let more of them go over there because they be getting their ass tore up, and then they be saying my name and shit. Candy cane, they be pissing me off. I don't know if you be seeing it for real, but that shit, it be Candy cane. Oh my God.
Okay, Ashton.
That's why I came up here to get on Hustle and Muscle ass. I went back and looked at the old reels and shit that I be making Candy cane. Hustle and Muscle have been on my page for 7 months. No, maybe even a year.
7? Well, okay, 1 year.
Candy cane.
Y'all shysters in the YouTube sector. What the hell?
Don't every time somebody be sneak dissing me, don't I be, sir, can you identify yourself?
Yeah, you do.
Nah, you don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
He does. He's not lying about that. He does ask him to identify himself because oftentimes he doesn't know who's talking to him.
Hey, Candy cane, you hear him all the time, and the Silverback Hustler and Muscle will be there every time. I don't never ask him to stand on business, but you see how good that introduction was? That nigga be watching. He be saying something. You know.
You need to clip that and use that for your channel. He did give you a good intro.
Fuck Hustler and Muscle. I don't
really
nigga be having the introduction playing. So
that's how you feel about it. I made that little intro for you. Really? All right, Ashton.
Man.
Why?
You're full of it, my guy.
Hustle and Muscle.
Yes.
You don't be seeing what Candy cane be talking about with the Damn, you probably was over there with.
I've been on so many channels. You better be more specific than that.
Candy
Okay.
Cane, he do that shit every time. You know what I'm saying? I went back and watched the clip. He finally called out somebody that, you know what I'm saying? I knew he'd never call out.
Who did he call out? You came to tell it, you might as well tell it all. Who he call out?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My co-host, they invited him there. That's how good I be. You know what I'm saying? Standing on business. I ain't even ask him to if he agreed. That nigga said that shit out the blue. His voice loud in the bitch.
You know what he's talking about?
He don't know, you know what I'm saying? But it's the only time that nigga.
I don't know who you're talking about, but okay.
I didn't know y'all had any beef. I didn't know that. I'm learning something new today.
Nah, we ain't got no beef. I full Hustler Muscle. Hustler Muscle, don't they say I got beef with everybody? I don't be knowing these motherfuckers.
I mean, you do push a few buttons. I ain't gonna lie about that. So who knows? You push man.
You say I push you say I push a few buttons, Hustling Muscle. Candy can't watch that. I'm gonna get Hustler. Damn. I'm gonna get Hustler Muscle to tell me. Do I push buttons or I be speaking the truth, sir?
A little bit of both. You tell the truth and you push buttons at the same time. I don't know. It's confusing. I can't tell with you sometimes. Hence the word shiesty. It's like 1 minute he'll stand on business, and then he's just out here pushing buttons. But I get more the former. He does stand on business more so than just he pushing buttons. I ain't gonna lie. It's you're on a trip right now.
Ashton, you driving right now?
Yeah, unless you're mowing the lawn or something.
Oh, I thought I heard it's like a fan noise or something in your background.
I thought it was a lawnmower. You outside mowing the lawn. Ashton?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Like you driving.
Do I ask you what them noises and shit be that you be making on my channel, sir? I just let you root.
I don't make no noises on my channel.
Candy Cane, they be making all type of handicap noises. I don't even say.
What handicap noise? I'm always on mute. What do you mean?
Candy Cane, busy get the flare with him. He turned the blank man. He was,
Who? Who?
Somebody was flirting with you and you turned into blank man? Is that what he said?
I don't know who the hell he talking about.
You don't know who Blank Man is?
No, I think he said he don't know.
I know who Blank Man. I've seen the movie. I know who Blank Man is. I've seen the movie.
Ashton, you came to tell me. What are you telling in pieces?
Who's that, Candy Cane?
I said, why are you telling in pieces? Why you don't give us the whole shebang if you're going to tell it?
Because they be playing like they don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, in this case, I don't know.
I would say I got my popcorn, but that would be a lie. I have my grapes. I'm just sitting here waiting on y'all to go ahead and spill it.
Come on, Ashton, spill it.
I'm just saying, sir. That was a good introduction. Where you come from, sir? You said I don't be standing on business on fake as hell. Which one is it?
Like I said, I can never tell with you sometimes, but for the most part, you do stand on business, if that makes sense. Well, does it? No responses.
Maybe his signal dropped.
Well,
you
he's
want to
currently
continue on with the video? If you don't have
he's
Ashton
currently
jump
on
in?
mute. All right, while Ashton get that figured, let's finish the rest of this video until he gets back. Let's see how this ends. Okay, fair use.
You to marry who I am, and I'm asking because you saw that difference before the market made you. Will you marry me? Claire said yes. Not after thinking, just yes. She'd already decided months ago. 8 months later, they got married. Small wedding, 70 people. Rachel wasn't invited. Melissa wasn't invited. But WHO else wasn't there tells you everything Andrew learned. Women who dated Andrew at 43 are
Pause.
Invite now one of them other phony chicks to the wedding. Good for him.
Yeah. The hair. Okay, I'm sorry.
Why would you? Again, that's why.
Why would you?
Past. He's stuck on the past.
Yeah, he definitely not. Okay, I see where Candy's coming from now, because it wasn't really connected with me at first.
He
and now
moved on from the past.
He has not, because why would he even think or fathom about inviting women that he dated in the past that he, moved on from to the wedding? Why would that even be a thought?
Hold on. The narrator mentioned he didn't invite either one of them.
Why would that even be mentioned, though? Why?
Well, it's an indication that he learned his lesson. He found himself a good woman, and he's sticking by her. That's why.
As he should. So once again, the past shouldn't matter. So it sounds like he is competing with the past, whether it's hers or his.
And
like
and
he got
then
something to prove.
You can't just
I
pick
want
and
to point
choose.
out. Look where you froze it. Look where you froze it on the screen. What does that say?
It says, "Yes, I'll DM him. Me
No,
too. This is great."
I'm talking about that. You see what I'm talking about? Woman.
Wait, let me see.
Okay.
You mean this woman right here? The other two that,
No, I'm talking about the wording at the bottom that you're ignoring.
Women who met Andrew at 43 after ignoring him at 28. Okay.
And you're saying that this isn't focused on the past?
Is he focusing on the past? No, but is he having small remnants of the past? I'm going to say maybe. Because I think it's important to learn from the past. I mean, we all going to look back on the past at some point and remember certain things that have happened. But moving past it is the most important thing. You can move past something while still looking back on it sometimes. Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, even if you go biblically, was it Lot whose wife turned into a pillar of salt because she looked back?
Maybe that past got something to do with it. I don't know.
Okay.
Could be.
We can move on. I just wanted to.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's almost concluded. So Andrew marries Claire and leave the other two broads out of it. Rightfully so. All right, let's continue. Fair use.
after ignoring him at 28. None of them were there. Claire's maid of honor gave a toast, mentioned how Claire pursued Andrew first, asked him out, chose him before knowing his income or title. Andrew's best man mentioned how Andrew spent 15 years.
What is it this time? Shit.
That's just telling me everything I need to know. Because not only did she take the first step, she asked him out, right? First, which I don't think nothing wrong with that. Everybody, you have some women out there that are Alicia Keys. You don't know my name. Let me make you, let my presence known, right? Basically shooting her shot. But this is really weird. Like, you're comparing once again yourself to 28 to 43. Why? Like, you know what? Let me not. I'm not. Never mind. You can play it.
Come on, Tiff. Get it
I don't
all
think
out.
there's anything wrong with a woman shooting her shot. I've done it. I'll do
don't
it
either.
again in the future. I don't care about that. Like,
I encourage that.
closed
I
mouth don't
encourage
get fed.
your shots more often. Just be respectable about it. Yeah.
But the thing is, why did it need to be brought up? What they say, by the maid of honor? Dear Claire, I'm glad you were so brave that you got in that man's DM and asked him out, and then were available to date him. Because if you didn't do that, Claire, you guys wouldn't be here today to get married. Why even put? It's just some things don't need to be said. But I recognize that not everybody.
Okay, that does seem a little off-putting. Just saying.
Shit.
And then even look at the back, the banner, 15 years in the making. So once again,
Wow.
oh
They're
my
probably
God.
invested in it. I don't know. They're highly invested in this relationship. I don't know. Could be anything.
No, no. It says in the wording, you keep missing. This video gives a lot of clues. Mentioned how Andrew spent 15 years building. I thought we didn't care about that. I thought that's one of the reasons why he married her is because of not what she built. I mean, sorry, what he built,
They
but
did
because of
make
the
that
fact.
clear.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's contradictory at best, at worst. But go ahead. We almost through it.
Okay, fair use.
thing, how he been invisible and became undeniable, how he learned selected versus chosen. End of the night, Claire whispered. You were always worth choosing. I'm just glad I got here first. That sentence explained why Andrew married Claire. She chose him when she had options, not because her options narrowed.
Absolutely. She chose him. She chose him even though she could have had any other man in the world, but she chose him because he was the
But
best of the
isn't
bunch.
that life? Don't we choose somebody out of everybody at some point?
Well, yes, that's the way it needs to be, but there's a difference between choosing and selecting. As we established in the last
How is
video.
what
Hold
what's
on,
the
my
difference
girl.
between
Let me
choosing and
finish.
selecting?
Selecting is when it's like a job interview. You select someone based on their resume, their criteria. Do you check all the boxes? Can you do this? Can you do that? Same thing with a woman. A man choosing a woman. Can you cook? Can you clean? Are you safe? Are you stable? You care more about the resume than you do the person. When you're choosing, you're going by character, morals, common decency. Are you a
But
good
he's
person?
not going by character.
I think he has
I'm
plenty of character.
confused.
A
He's not
man of
going by
character.
character himself. He's
A
looking at
man
her
of
because he's
character.
like, you got me when I am built. If she really cared about character, she would have been there from the jump. She would have been there in the 15 building
Well,
years,
she
right? If we care about character.
when he met her, he was already in the process of building her business. You can't control when you actually meet somebody and where they're going at that time. You can only be there for them or choose not to be there for them. Just saying. And a man of character is not going to waste his time with a woman that's only selecting him as a safety net or because her options have dwindled. That's a man of character wouldn't do that.
I want to know whose options are dwindled because in my reality, everybody got the same amount of options. Like she
No, you
chose him
don't.
because that's what she wanted, but once again, she chose somebody before, right? She chose somebody before, but the only difference is they didn't go through with the engagement. We're
Well,
choosing and selecting all the time, aren't we?
well, twin. To be
We are.
honest, this video set it up. Remember last time we did the review, and I told you it set it up in the bad, better, best option with the dating. Bad was divorced woman, 2 kids. She had decreased her value because now she comes with baggage. Better was the woman who didn't have kids, but she was still a bad option because she passed on him in the past and told him he was boring 3 years ago. 3 years, mind you. That's what they said. I don't know what he changed personality-wise in 3 years that made him so much more interesting now versus 3 years ago, but okay. And then it was Claire, who was the brand new woman who didn't know anything about him being broke and not having his self together 15 years ago. She walked in with him now and met him there. Good, better, best.
And that's a good point. I'm glad you mentioned that because remember, the last female didn't know anything about this man. So they gave her a more of an opener to learn about him. The other 2 women knew him from around the way and only hit him up after they found his LinkedIn profile or Facebook profile. They just had to give him a hit up. That doesn't sound like a red flag to you compared to the other woman that didn't know from a can of and got to know him. Yeah. That would be like Tiff, for example, turning down a guy she knew in high school, but then she look on his Facebook picture and sees he's a owner of some record company or whatever the fuck. Now she want to reach out to this man. That's not cool.
I mean,
well, first of all, I wouldn't be reaching out. Number one, okay, just saying.
You would be reaching out?
She said she wouldn't. Tiff is not a she's her shot person. She's not gonna do that.
Good to know. But that's kind of what I was getting at. To clarify why she got with him, even though he was already built, but she didn't know much about him. So they gave her time to get to know him. The other 2 females knew of him, but only came around when he got himself together. Look, one was looking for a co-parent, one was looking for a safety net, like Candy Kane just said. This lady looking for neither one of them.
Those are your words, but I'll let it rock. What I said was that he had himself already together, which made him a better choice to pick from, which is why Claire picked him, is what I said.
Yep, that too. That too. All right, let's see where this goes.
And Andrew understood something in that moment. The 28-year-old Andrew never could have understood. Value isn't just about what you have. It's also about who recognizes it when it's still forming. Andrew's 44 now, married to Claire, building a life with someone who saw him, not his resume. He thinks about 28-year-old Andrew sometimes, the guy who got ghosted, who heard no connection repeatedly.
Say what?
Can you rewind that a little bit? I missed what, not how what? Just a little bit.
Is it when it's still forming? Andrew's 44 now, married to Claire, building a life with someone who saw him, not his resume. He thinks about 28-year-old Andrew sometimes, the guy who got ghosted, who heard no connection repeatedly, who thought something was wrong with him. Nothing was wrong. He was competing in a market that rewards proof, not potential. At 43, he had
what the
proof.
hell?
Rachel and Melissa.
Well, that's how a dating market can be brutal. They reward proof, not potential. They only see.
I mean, the fact that they're focusing on that he was ghosted and no connection. Once again, I think we all went through the phases where we got ghosted, where the connection wasn't connecting. I think that's, we all go through that. So to make it seem like he's just this, rare, individual going through this, I don't know. It's just kind of off-putting.
I understand, but here's the thing that I may have noticed. Some people learn from their bad past experiences or mistakes and they grow. Others repeat the same pattern over and over again and don't learn a goddamn thing. This guy apparently is the one who looks back on his past self and see how far he has come. The guy that was ignored at 28 to the guy that everybody wants a piece of at 43, 44, whatever age he's at. So now he looks at his past.
I'm hating the fact that he was ignored at 28.
How far he's come. Say what?
I don't know. It's kind of funny that it's painting as if he was ignored. I think once again, people I think we all go through that where it's just not happening, and a lot of times in our 20s, that's where we go through a lot of our trial and error. So trying to compare himself at 43 to his 28-year-old self, I think that's disingenuous. I wouldn't compare myself to myself 10 years ago because I don't have the experience or the knowledge I had 10 years ago. So that's not fair to me, or that shouldn't be fair to him. Like I think people in general should give themselves more grace instead of saying woe is me, it didn't happen then, but now it's happening because of this, that, and the third. But instead of looking at it like, oh well, I built myself up to this point. Instead of looking at, well, she ghosted me, she wanted me for a stepdaddy. But it's like at the end of the day, who's not gonna say that they're not gonna divorce and have children out of it? So now he's gonna leave that woman with some baggage. I'm saying, like, just because a person get married and get divorced and have children and want to get back in the dating market, like Candy said earlier, doesn't mean they're automatically looking for someone to take care of their children. A lot of people I know usually wait until like the kids are graduated or gone off to college or off on their own before they even jump back into the dating market. So the idea that they're just looking for somebody to save them instead of just wanting that quote unquote natural connection, that what they call biological, humans are just made to naturally want to connect with somebody, I think it's just it's not fair.
I do understand that, but there's a difference between looking back at the past and living in the past. I think you're misconstruing it too. He's looking back on the past, but he's not going to so much live in the past, especially when he has a new woman presently with him that's going to help him build a better future. I mean, sometimes it helps to look back at the past. Like, do you look back on what you were like at 16, 17 and to start thinking to yourself, well, I'm way wiser now than I was 25, 30 years ago. I'm way smarter now and way more put together now than I was 10, 15, 20 years ago. I was a better person at 25 than I was at 15 when it came to, the dating market. I was a better person at 29 than I was at 19. At 31, I was more financially stable than I was at 21. So to me, it's a matter of looking back on where you came from to see how far you've come. That's why I think high school. That's why I think we high school unions are very important.
Look at the screen. Okay, jump in here. Look at the screen. It says, yes, I'll send a DM. Me too is great. He had proof Rachel and Melissa saw it. Why is we still focused on Rachel and Melissa? Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
I get it. But again, we're looking back on where he came from and what led up to this. Imagine watching a movie. It's at the climax, but after seeing the build up, the scenario, what led to it, you're going to be invested. So sometimes you got to look back at the past to see what led up to this moment and what led up to him getting to where he's at now. Two women wanted him for all the wrong reasons. Now it's built up to this moment where he finally found a good woman and he's going to marry her and do the right thing. That's how I look at this scenario. It ain't about living in the past. It's about looking back at the past and see how far you've come. That's how I look at that. But I digress. My mic is muted. Go ahead, you two ladies. Go ahead.
No. To answer the question you asked a little while ago, no. I don't focus on, I'm not looking back at Candace at 16. I'm not looking back at 20, 21. I'm focused on right now and my future, where I'm going. I'm grateful for all of those moments and all of the things that got me here, but I don't constantly go back and reminisce on those things and compare my life then versus now. I'm just living life. I will say though, I think that it's like, I don't know. I don't think that it's wise to focus so much on people that you're not interested in. You passed on them for a reason. Like, for whatever reason those women didn't work out. Good for you, Andrew, for picking the right one. Now let's focus on this instead of focusing on haha they missed out. Like, it's just it's a little, it seems juvenile to me to focus on that. Like, it almost feels like he wants some get back in a way. And what I mean by that is you want them to feel like they missed out on you. Haha, look at me, my wife, we're getting married. This could have been you, but you didn't act right in the past. So eat your heart.
I mean, when you put some on social media, people gonna look. But is he really looking for a get back, or is he just trying to move past all that stuff?
You didn't? Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm a very passionate person. It's a cancer in me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was even saying. It's okay.
Well, it'll come back to you eventually. Okay, let's continue. Fair use.
Melissa saw it, wanted access. Claire was different, asked about him before his job, pursued him first, chose him, not selected him.
Absolutely.
Being wanted isn't the same as being chosen. Being chosen early is worth more than being selected late. Andrew found her because he built himself into someone worth choosing, then waited for someone who could see it. Rachel and Melissa saw Andrew's success. Claire saw Andrew's success. That's the difference between a DM and a wife.
Yep.
Men who were invisible in their 20s, who chose you. Women who saw value early, tell your story. Andrew's trilogy is complete. The question he asked should be asked by every man before proposing. Comment, selected or chosen. Subscribe for more stories.
And that's the story. A happy ending. A rather crazy one, but it was a happy ending nonetheless. Okay?
So can I ask you a personal question?
Sure, that's what this channel is for, more or less.
Has these videos helped you in your dating adventures?
Well, they helped me see things that I probably already knew about and help me see things kind of in a different light.
Do they
Things that I
actually help
thought
you
about but
dating,
never
though?
dove deep into. I'm just saying.
I'm asking you, do they actually help you dating? Like, have they helped you to secure first, second, third dates? Have they?
Well, I wouldn't go that damn far. If I get a first or second date, it's gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. But it helped me see things from a different perspective and the dating market in a different light. Things I already knew of, but now I'm looking at it in a deeper level. That selection versus being chosen. Now that was some deep stuff. The difference between you selecting a partner and choosing a partner, how different they are. Yep. That was some deep shit right there. So yeah, this stuff is helpful. especially for men who want to get married. Now, if you want those guys, people that want to get married, this stuff may be of help to you.
Well, I was asking to see if you had like a personal story that you could relate to show how it was helpful.
Wait, say that again. I'm reading the comments. Yeah, tips: selected versus chosen. Yeah. Now you were saying, go ahead.
No, I was just asking. The reason why I was asking that question was to see if you had a story that you could relate to the video to show how it has like helped.
Even like past stories or what's been going on recently, because I can name several times where I've been chosen, but selected, but not so much chosen. Like it was all about what I could do for that person and how good I can do it, not for who I am. But then again, you could say I've done the same. You could say I've done the same thing for women too. Select them based on, how good they make me feel, kinky dink wise, and not who they are. But hey.
And see, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's a fair point. Everybody is selecting and everybody is choosing, and we just have to keep that in mind. I think, again, it always seems a little like strange or like iffy to me when people villainize the people of their past that they didn't work out with. Like, and I'm not saying that's what you're doing or that's what Andrew even did. I'm just saying I see that a lot in a lot of spaces. When people recount stories of the past, I'd rarely hear people admit sometimes they were fucked up too, or like sometimes I was at fault too. And I always have to question when people can't admit where they may have messed up in their relationships and it's always on the other person. I'm always going to side eye that kind of person because that tells me you don't take accountability.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've seen that a lot too. Now maybe you're new to my platform, but in the past, I've admitted that I've made some bad decisions with women. I've chosen females with questionable character, but still messed around with them anyway. It didn't lead to anything serious happen to me, but I chose them because I selected them because, just to put it bluntly, sexual gratification. That was it.
I mean, if that's what you want, that's what you want. I'm not going to judge you for what you listen.
They weren't bad people, but they couldn't give me anything beyond just sexual fun and companionship. So I selected women like that. Now, if I were to choose a woman, I got to go beyond just sexual gratification. I got to go beyond, can you cook, clean, take care of a household, yada, yada, yada. Are you a good person? Are you financially stable? Do you have good work ethics? Where are your morals at? Do we share the same value system? That's what I got to look at. And shout out to Washing Wild. He said, I'm not selected or chose. I'm just borrowed and rented. Borrowed and rented.
That's funny.
You're being rented. That sound like some escort service type shit. I guess Washing Wild. I
don't know this. No, this is the first I've ever seen that name.
Okay, well, my first time seeing it too. Talking about he borrowed and rented. I'm like, damn. Well, yeah, that's how his story concluded. I thought, well, even though there were some things in that video that I personally had to question, like, take it to that same spot where she mentioned her bad marriage. That was a bit questionable in my opinion as well. But hey, he managed to work around it. Because again, I don't think it was more about rewriting history, because you can't rewrite your past, but you can move past it, build for a better future, and learn from that past. Oh, that's what the fuck. Okay, what the fuck? How you doing, man? You don't quit changing your goddamn name. Top cat in the building.
Yeah, let me ask you this.
What up?
Okay, so like, let's say you have an anniversary date. What's today's date? March the 22nd, right?
Yep, spring has started. Thank God.
March the 22nd is your anniversary date. You and your ex break up. You get with your next person, and it's April 22nd. And now you make that your anniversary date. Like the 22nd is now significant while you're with this new person. You don't think that's slightly strange?
Wait, say that again. Hold on. I kind of lost me for a second. So say that again.
So like I'm saying, people celebrate anniversaries, right? Some people do.
Yep.
You following me? Okay. So if your anniversary date with your ex was the 22nd of, say, March, you get with a new person and you now are dating them and you decide your anniversary date is going to be the 22nd of April. The 22nd is still there. You don't think that's a bit strange to like?
Well, to that point, yes, that is a bit strange. I mean, why would you make your anniversary on the same date as your ex? This is a new person. So how about a new anniversary? And like y'all gonna meet at the same date.
Exactly. And that's my same point with going to that same spot where you broke up with your ex.
Maybe he did it on a different day. I don't know.
No, it's the okay. It's all right.
I get what you're saying. And like what the phone said, it's a different month. Make a different month, different year. I don't know, different week. I don't know. But don't have it match up to, from when you was still with your ex. Like if I dated somebody on March, like if I meet you today, March 22nd, we start dating. This is our anniversary, but yet I had an ex. Our anniversary was like February 22nd. You're like a month apart from each other. So I'm not gonna say March 22nd should be our anniversary. How about March 25th or 26th? Keep y'all apart from each other, Because it is kind of strange having your anniversary the same month and day as my ex. That is kind of strange, in my opinion.
It's not even about the month. It's about time. Okay. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let the part. It's a point that's just gonna be missed. So I can agree to disagree and move past it.
All right. And Tiff said, "Thank you, gave me an idea for the stream." Well, glad to help. I didn't know she had a channel, honestly.
Oh yeah, Tiff definitely has a channel. She's got a nice channel.
Okay. And I don't think Cynical One is still up there. Cynical One, if you're still back there, drop Tiff Starborn's channel for me, will you? So we can check it out. I'll look her up myself on my end, but I didn't know she had a channel. Like what the phone says, a different month. But yeah, that was an interesting, happy ending. He learned from his past. He wasn't angry or bitter like you may have thought he was. He thought he'd give them women a chance to see if they've learned and grown. Apparently they didn't. So he moved on to someone who's already grown and matured from her past. And you notice that Claire even mentioned she dated guys who were exciting, but she learned from that past. Like she learned how to choose better men. Most people, I should say, don't do that. So she seemed like a way better candidate than them other three. And shout out to Vigata. But I do have one more to show you before we close up. You're busy today, by the way?
Yes.
You're busy?
Yes, I do have plans today. I do. I got a life.
I didn't say that's not what I was implying. I'm going out myself later on today, but I thought.
But if you're asking me if I have time for another video, yes, I do have time for another video.
Okay, well, this is going to be a shorter one. Okay. Welcome back, Tiff.
Hi. Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
It's all good. Welcome back. Okay, shout out to Mr. Marcus Code for this one. This is an animated short that says, "She wanted a stepdad, but treats me like an ATM." I thought this was interesting. Go watch this, just for shits and giggles.
So the deadline for Leo.
Okay, hold on a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think of this. Fair use.
So the deadline for Leo's private school tuition is Friday. It's $30,000.
I see the bill. What I don't see is why you handed it to me.
What do you mean? We've been together for 8 months. We're a family now, Marcus.
Really?
We are dating. We are not married. And more importantly, I am not Leo's father.
Don't do this. You know his biological dad is useless. He doesn't pay child support. Leo needs a positive male role model.
A role model or a sponsor? Because $30,000 is a sponsorship.
When you date a single mom, we are a package deal. If you love me, you love my son.
Love is
Yeah, right. I'm calling cap. Double the cap.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
I mean, what is she saying wrong? Because apparently he has established this dynamic between them where, look, she can come up to him and ask him, right? 8 months of dating, like something in there had to click to where she feel like this is more than it is. So I don't know why he acting surprised. She presented him with some not scholarship, some school funding. Like, what's wrong with that?
You want this man who's not the father of your child to spend $30,000 for your son to go on a school field trip? Okay, my question? Where's the biological father? Why put that on this man that you're just dating?
She just said it. He's a deadbeat, and so he's picked up the slack because, like, look where they're at. Clearly, she's comfortable in there. He's made it a point. I don't know. We don't have no context. Like, had he met the child? Had they become close? Had he took on the father role or father figure in his life to where she feels comfortable enough to say, "Hey, you in my life. I'm giving you this. We together. You look at my son as yours. What's up?"
Okay. I get what you're saying, but as we dive deeper into the video, you'll see why this stuff sounds far-fetched. So right now, he's contemplating paying $30,000 for her son's trip. May not seem like a big deal, but when we get deeper into it, you'll find out why it sounds like bullshit. Okay, fair use?
It's free.
Okay, I'm
Private
listening.
school is not. Where is the man who helped you create this package?
Yeah.
I told you, he's a deadbeat.
And that's your choice. That's between you and the deadbeat father, not this gentleman. Just saying.
I made a mistake when I was young. Why are you punishing
Mistake or bad decision?
Okay.
Mistake or bad decision?
Hold
Hold
on.
up, but he knew this though. He know this.
Wait, I have a question.
And this is why I tell men don't deal with these type of single mothers. But go ahead, Candy.
My question is, clearly, this child had to be in school and have this $30,000 tuition when he met her. Why all of a sudden is it a hard thing to get paid? It's not, what I'm trying to say is it's not logical to me that a woman who has a child with a $30,000 school tuition is just going to go to the next man and say, "Hey, pay this tuition." Clearly, you can afford the lifestyle if you're living that lifestyle when he met you 8 months ago. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point.
This doesn't even it's not a logical scenario that they've even set up here.
Yep. Again, she's looking for a sponsor, not a
And that's why I'm not being logical about it. Make sense?
Yeah, no, I listen. That's why I was quiet. I'm gonna just sit here and listen because
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's continue. Fair use.
me for my past?
I am not punishing you. I am simply refusing to pay the invoice for a mistake I didn't make.
You have millions, Marcus. 30 grand is nothing to you. It's for his education.
And
It's the principle. A man provides for the children bearing his last name. Leo has his father's name.
But Leo looks up to you. He
And
told me he wishes you were his real dad.
Children manipulate to get what they want. They learn it from their mothers.
Excuse me? Are you calling me manipulative?
You brought me a $30,000 bill and tried to use a child's feelings to extort me. What would you call it?
Fine.
I call that straight up manipulation. You weaponizing your own kids. That happens more than people like to admit, honestly. Believe it or
Well,
not.
my question is, why is he even dating her if that's the case? Why are you entertaining? Why are you dating this woman that clearly is looking at you as an extension to her family? So you're talking about, well, he doesn't carry my last name, the father, this, that, and the third, but you acting like daddy in his life. This shouldn't be a problem.
Well, to be fair, this is why I tell men, don't sign up for the role of stepdaddy if you're not ready for the responsibility. Now, whether or not this man's ready for the responsibility or just not going to give in to the bullshit, well, that's a matter of opinion. I see a man that's just not going to give into the bullshit. Now, my question is, what is she giving him in return? Is she giving him peace of mind? Is she giving him stability? What does she give for him to have to take care of her child? Yeah.
I mean, 8 months in, that's almost a year. I'm not saying that's a long time, but I've heard through the grapevine, maybe you can clarify for me, that men know within the first 3 months the woman they're going to marry. Now, this what men say, right? So if he with her for 8 months at this time, clearly he sees something there, you know. Clearly he sees something in her that says, oh well, we've been together 3 to 6 months longer, we're moving into a year. Like, once again, we're only getting a one side to this story because it's propping her up as some kind of gold digging, oh, you got millions, let me. No, it's like you knew what you was getting, so why even saddle up with somebody like that, let alone be with them almost a year? Like, that's confusing to me.
It is kind of confusing, and that's kind of what I thought too. Why would this man sign on for this bullshit if he suspected this kind of thing just might happen? That's why I gotta look at it from both their perspectives. Yeah, she's being a bit out of control, but this man, why is he even dealing with her like that? But I got somebody in the back. Hold on, give me a minute.
Welcome to my block, a Queens domain. Got that holiday vibe running in my veins. Yeah, the candy cane lane got beauty and brains, dropping sophisticated.
Never mind, he hopped off. He'll be back, hopefully. I had somebody in the back, but they hopped off. They dropped down. But let's continue. Fair use.
If you don't want to step up and be a real man, I'll figure it out myself.
You do that then.
A real man takes care of his own responsibilities. He doesn't bail out women who chose poorly.
Absolutely.
You're heartless. You're going to break Leo's heart.
And that's his problem. Why?
Send the bill to his father. My office is closed.
Okay, I got somebody
Not him
in the
treating
back.
her like a secretary.
Hold on a second.
Welcome to my block, a Queens domain. Got that holiday vibe running in my veins. Yeah, the candy cane lane got beauty and brains, dropping sophisticated knowledge while I make it rain. I'm fierce with the wit, majestic with the style. Keep the whole neighborhood watching with a smile. A cheerful disposition, but you know I lead the pack. Got a mind full of genius, ain't no turning back. So feel the fresh rhythm, this is my happy sound. The smartest, flyest woman that you've ever found. Candy cane lane, that's right. Candy cane lane all night.
We got Mr. Vagato in the building. How are you, sir?
Good evening. I'm okay for now.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome back to my show, I should say.
Hello.
So, yeah. Well, Candy Cane, Tiff, y'all know Vagato, right?
Yes, I was saying
Hello,
hello.
hello.
I don't know if you could hear me, but I said hello.
Yeah. So, was you in the back listening, watching this video so far?
Actually, I watched you for 10 minutes or so. Barely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, right now we're taking a look at this animated video of a woman that wants her man to take care of a $30,000 debt just because the man that she had her child by was a deadbeat. Now she's relying on him, and he's saying no because it's not his job. Why pay for her mistake? I've heard that many times. Using your kids to try to get over on somebody. That happens more than people like to admit, honestly.
Yeah, you know what they don't seem to talk about in this scenario is how much deep they are in the relationship. If it's our second date with him, then it does not have to do with her nothing. But if they are living together and they are in a very deep and serious relationship, even if they are not marrying, I would, if I was in his shoes, I would help the child, especially if I'm a millionaire.
Well, we established that they established 8 months into the relationship. So yeah.
Okay, in this case, if they are 8 months in a relationship and they are living together, then he should help the child, especially if it's not a big deal in terms of money for him.
Okay, fair enough point.
Of course, yeah. If I was
And shout out to Killer Swag, getting that bag. Don't be caring about them price tags.
So Golden, if I'm hearing you correctly, if I understand you correctly, you're saying you would not have a problem 8 months in if you were in his position financially as a millionaire paying a $30,000 tuition for school.
Yeah. Also, but if Actually, I would, if I'm so much hoping the child and I'm taking him as my own, I will appreciate if I will tell the woman that I will appreciate if he will take my last name.
Hello, boom, bam. See what I'm
So
saying?
you,
Like he's willing to make that commitment. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it's okay. I was
We
just gonna
understand.
ask. So you're saying that he should marry her essentially if he's gonna step into that role as a parent, and he's not as a parent or as a helpmate to this woman,
Step
then
parent.
then he should go ahead and marry her. Is that what you're saying, Dakota?
Yeah, he should marry her. Of course, he should have his own child with her. But if he's taking the child into his care and under his wing, then he should also make the child adapt his last name. That's what I would consider if I was in his shoes.
All right. But don't you think that requires cooperation on the mother's part as well?
What do you mean? Okay, I mean, in this specific case, what exactly do you
Like
want
she
the
has
mother
to
to
kind
do?
of she has to let it be known that he's the head of the household. Whatever he says goes. If he's going to play the role of a father in the household.
Okay. If
No, I'm asking you, don't you think she should grant him that right?
yeah, but in this video, from what I saw, we didn't talk about that specific stuff. She is asking
Well,
for the education of the child. She's asking for
all
money
right.
for that.
Yeah, but let's continue
Can I
watching.
interject? Hold on. Let me
Go
say
ahead.
something before you play. Because that's a good point. Listen, if you sitting on millions and education is important, right? I hear black men speaking all the time about the importance of education for our children, especially our black boys. Shout out to Dr. Umar.
Yeah, fuck
30,000
Umar.
for private school, that's nothing, right?
Yeah, but you know, we also, if you think about, we forgot one factor in this, in the terms of economics here. Maybe he's a millionaire, but on what most of his money goes. You know, if, for example, I make $20,000 a month, and and I am spending 19,000 on you know, maybe house or stuff that I need, then I'm maybe on paper I'm rich, but in reality I'm not. So it depends on what, if that money that he has, he doesn't have to spend it in order to survive or something.
You're saying the difference between like your net worth and liquidity.
I don't know what is liquidity, but what I'm saying is
Equity.
that
Wait.
Liquidity means like your liquid money, available cash is what I mean.
yes, it
liquidity.
depends on how much money it's available to me or to spend right now. If I don't,
Okay. And before I
it depends
continue,
if I owe money.
Yeah, that's true. Now, before I continue, I want to say, Killer Swagger, you'll be so kind. Could you please drop both Candy Cane Lane's and Tiff Starborn's channels in the chat so we can, you know, like, comment, and subscribe to them if you'll be so kind. Yeah, one half of my
Can we
inspiration is,
simulcast?
well, the show gonna be over in a
Is
couple
that
more
an
minutes. I
option?
don't know how much you're gonna get.
Why every time that
Okay,
I
I
come
didn't
up, the
know.
show is almost
I
over?
thought you was already
Goddamn it.
okay, you're not simulcasting. Okay. After this
No,
video, I was
not
going to
No,
shut
yet.
it
I
down.
just saw
Yeah,
that
I
option. I didn't know that option was available.
Yeah,
Oh.
he gave me that option, but I told him it's I tend to not do it because it's too difficult for me to focus on my own chat and then participate. I'd rather participate and then grab clips later if I can.
Yeah, she did. But I swear to drop y'all channels in the chat so we can like, comment, and subscribe to them. All right, let's continue and see where this goes. Fair use.
Leo! Oh my God! Marcus, what did you do to him?
I didn't touch him. He was jumping on the sofa, ignored my warning, and broke my sculpture.
Wow.
You yelled at him. Look at him. He's crying. He's just a child.
And
Wait a minute, pause.
He is an undisciplined child. I told him to stop. He looked at me, laughed, and kicked it over.
You have no right to speak to him like that. You are not his father.
oh, really? Now, when you needed this man to pay money for a school trip or whatever the fuck, he was the father then. But when it comes to discipline this little bastard, now he's not the fucking
Can you all
father.
hear me?
Unbelievable.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. If I have to
Yes.
say something on
Okay,
that.
I'm sorry. My StreamYard is frozen. It's completely frozen right now.
It's all
So
right.
I'm not seeing the video, but I can hear it. I'm gonna give it a little bit. If it doesn't clear up, I'll have to drop and come back.
Oh, okay. Man, I've been acting up too.
I
Shout
want
out
to
to
say
Ivy Boy.
something.
But you saw what she said, right? Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, what is the well? If she wants him to pay for his high school, if I'm not mistaken, we were not high school about his. You know what? What is the age of the child here?
I don't think that was established, but we just know he's
That will
underage.
be yeah. Okay, if he's a minor, I think that if she wants for this guy to pay for his high school or something, then he's probably a teenager. If this guy was if her child was let's say 8, 6, then maybe there was a case for her. But if the child broke important stuff in his house and ignores the guy that hosting him, then it's definitely is legit for him to scream at the child, especially if we are talking about something important that he broke. Okay. Now, about her, if she wants him to pay for his for the education of the child, so she wants him to be the father in terms of economics, but not the father in terms of behavior to the child, or at least telling the child not to break stuff at his
Yep.
own house. Come on.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. That's what's
hypocrisy.
happening.
That's double standards and hypocrisy.
It really is. And that's what I was getting at. I'm glad you understand that, Vigado, because that's exactly what I was getting at.
Every person for brain understands this.
So what now? What you say?
I said every person with a brain understand very basic stuff like this. Basic logic, in short.
It is. Like I said, she wants him to pay all that money for her son, but when it comes to discipline his little badass, he's not the father. He's been revoked of that right and privilege. Really? And like what it said, my house, my rules, and I'm whooping ass. I know I would. But she didn't want that, unfortunately. Candy Cane hopped over, she'll come back. But that's what I was getting at. Y'all talking about this man in the wrong for not wanting to spend all that money, but look at what he has to go through to deal with this woman. You can't even discipline the child, but I got to finance his lifestyle, y'all's lifestyle. I mean, fucked up if that's what you're thinking. This is why I say,
and he's still with her, so it's like he must love toxicity. I mean, we don't know. He's still dealing with it, so it's just funny. It's just like, once again, going 8 months in. That's like, usually a lot of time people kind of reveal themselves within the first 6 months. So
they do.
You entertaining this already, but let me ask a question. Would you date a single mom?
No, not really.
You wouldn't?
I mean, have I?
Oh, okay.
I mean, have I hung out with some single moms, like had relations with them? Yes, but were they relationships? No.
Okay, so you've had this happen to you?
I never had anything like this happen to me, but I can tell you one thing. I'm gonna say back in 2018, I had this single mother who I met. I'm gonna say within 2 weeks of knowing her, she wanted me to go pick her kids up from school. I said, first of all, I don't know your kids. Your kids don't know me. And second of all, that's not my job. That's the baby father's job or family member's job. And second of all, we all know this is how kids brought up on the NBC Dateline News as kidnapped victims and missing persons. So I put myself in that goddamn situation. Seriously. So yeah, I've gotten some crazy requests from these single moms like that. Trying to put the burden of responsibility on me. I'm not even related to the family. So I've had that experience, if that makes any sense. Yeah, but go ahead.
I have a question. You said that more than one single mom asked you for something like this. Yes?
No. I said just her.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
It is. Can you imagine you like if you and Tiff, for example, met and within 2 weeks, she's like, can you go pick up my son from daycare, pick up my son from school? What kind of weird shit is that? Seriously.
Yeah,
Wait, I'm
I don't
sorry.
have kids, but still,
I'm
I will.
sorry.
If I was in that woman's shoes, I will not let somebody that I know only 2 weeks to get to pick up my future son from. Ugh.
I just want to make sure I heard you said that that woman that you were dating or seeing, however you want to phrase it, asked you to pick her kid up 2 weeks into knowing you.
Well, it was more than one child actually.
She's a reckless mother.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, no fucking shit.
Go ahead.
I'm good.
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, drag her, Candy. That's reckless.
It really is. I agree with you. We agree that is reckless. You don't bring us any. I know y'all have kids, and as mothers, y'all can identify with that, right?
I'm not anybody's mother. No.
Oh, you don't have kids. Okay. Well, okay.
I have 2 words to say about this stuff. Child
Absolutely
services.
not. My kid ain't going with nobody if I don't know you, bruh. Stand
Exactly.
down.
That's the way it needs to be. I had to let her know that. I mean, we continue to hang out after that, but I let her know I'm not picking up your kids from school. Thankfully, she never asked me nothing like that.
Hold up, pause. So you saw that she was a reckless mother, but still to continue to deal with her?
On a level. Once I see that you're like that, I have one of two choices. Either one, walk away, or two, deal with you accordingly. I chose the latter because she was good enough for that. We had a good time going out places, doing this, building the sexual tension, whatever. So I dealt with her
So
on a
you
level.
weren't dating her for her character?
If you're going to have a stranger go pick up your kids from school, it's safe to say you have questionable character.
That's not what I asked you. I said, so you weren't dating? Because one of the things you stressed is that you want women to date men for their character and not what they can provide to them. But you just told me that you was dating that woman for her coochie that she was providing to you, and she had questionable character.
I never said dating as in relationship. I said, how should I put this? We were in a situationship. I would see her on and off. So I had to move
Basically, she
accordingly.
was recreational use.
I guess you could say that, yeah, if you want to put it like that.
In other words, you were in a relationship with her because of physical stuff.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but everybody get it now.
But y'all understand.
No, I got it. I just want to make sure we're pointing out, like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you can date somebody just because you find something in them that you want to capitalize off of, what's the difference in a woman doing the same to you?
Well, in aesthetics, there isn't much of a difference, but you know, the average female can get attached. I don't want that. They become more emotional off of us. It's just a physical gratification.
I'm not just talking about on a situationship. I'm talking about what I'm saying is, you know what? It's okay. Y'all can continue.
You got a lot to say on this. Goddamn, woman. Okay, let's continue.
But
So
you said a lot to say, but I'm always cut off. As your co-host, you cut me off a lot, and I just roll with it.
You are my co-host. What do you mean? Candy?
I said that, you know what? It's fine. Go ahead and play the video.
I can say
Okay.
something.
All right, make it quick. Go ahead.
Okay, about what you told us. If you are dating with a woman that is messed up in the head for, to satisfy yourself, then she could, if she's crazy enough, she could say that you did to her stuff that you didn't do, in order to get money out of you.
In other words, false allegations. Yep. In other words, false allegations. I get it. Thankfully, I never had that issue, but I know what happens.
Yeah, I hope nobody gets that stuff. But still, if you are dating a crazy person, then don't be surprised if that person does something crazy.
Trust me, I can tell. I can tell when someone is just crazy or just flat out questionable. I deal with questionable, but not so much the crazies. I met some crazies, but never dealt with them.
I wonder sometimes what's the difference, but whatever.
Okay. All right, let's continue. Fair use.
Ah, there it is. The truth finally comes out.
What truth? You're scaring my son. He's only 8 years
Okay,
old.
so he's 8 years old. Okay.
Yesterday, when you wanted $30,000, I was his role model. I was part of the family.
That's different.
No, it ain't.
Paying for school is providing. Discipline is for parents.
You want the wallet of a father, but you enforce the boundaries of a stranger.
Really?
I'm his mother. I make the rules for how he's raised. You just support us.
So in other words, he's a human ATM. Okay.
Your rules raised a boy who destroys another man's property and cries when he is held accountable.
Don't you dare judge my parenting. I am doing this all by myself.
Yes, because you chose a deadbeat. You chose the bad boy, and now you expect the good man to clean up the mess.
You are a monster. If you really love me, you would accept us exactly as we are.
I do not accept disrespect in my own home,
No.
from you or from your offspring.
Come on, Leo. We don't have to listen to this. We're going to the bedroom.
No, you are going to the front door.
Damn.
What, you're kicking us out? Over a stupid statue?
His statue they paid lots of money for, yeah.
Over a stupid attitude. Go pack your
Oh, that
bags.
too.
Marcus, please. It's late. Leo is tired. Let us just stay the night.
I called you an Uber. It will be here in 3 minutes.
I can't believe you're doing this. After everything we've shared, you're throwing a mother and child onto the street.
You are going back to the apartment you pay for. The street is not involved. Spare me the drama.
I'll make him apologize. He'll respect you, I promise. Just don't end
Wait
this.
for that.
The child is not the problem, Sarah. The mother is.
Yep, they learn all this stuff from their parents, mother or father alike. Yep.
Me? I didn't break anything. I'm just trying to protect my son.
You want the benefits of a king, but you refuse to let him rule the castle. That is delusion.
The benefits of a king, but refuse to let him rule the castle. That's deep shit.
I just didn't want him to feel unloved. His real dad doesn't even call him.
That is a tragedy.
It is.
But it is your tragedy. You chose the genetics. You chose the father.
So single mothers just don't deserve love? We're just trash to you?
You are.
Single mothers deserve love, but they do not deserve a free ride from men who didn't create their circumstances.
Absolutely.
But you have the power to fix it. You could give him a good life. Why are you so selfish?
Why should he fix somebody else's mistake?
Selfish because I reserve my resources for my own bloodline. I will not build an empire to hand it to another man's son.
Makes sense to me. But what y'all think so
Then why
far?
the hell you dating a single mother? Hold on, what's going on? Are we serious?
Good
Then why
question.
why date a single mother in the first place if you don't want to, come out passing on your whatever to your bloodline? That defeats the purpose of being with her in the first place. Let her go free and go find a woman with no children.
Isn't that what he's
Yes or
doing?
no? I think that yes or no that the
No,
question is.
hold on, B. Hold on, B. No, that's not what he's doing because she had a child. He's 8. They've been dating for 8 months. He's 8. So no, that's not what he's doing.
I mean, to be fair, why deal with someone for that long? But hey, this further proves a point. When you're a step parent, you have the responsibility with none of the authority. You got tired of the lack of authority, so he just said, you know what, you and that child gotta go. The representation of his mother, so why continuously deal with this bullshit? That's all.
No, because he basically told her, like, yes, you're trash, right? So he basically knew what he was getting. So it's almost like he got with her just to humble her. Like, yeah, you could have had a stand-up dude like me from the beginning, but no, let me show you what a real man does. Like, he playing with her right now. Instead of going about his life, finding what he wants to humble her because what? He got it like that? And look, she's living with him. So you're telling me he didn't take up some kind of responsibility? Somebody got some feedback. Okay, there we go.
think that's him. Yeah, that was V. So you're telling me that this man got with this woman just so he can try to humble her and see the bad decision she made, knowing he could do the right thing? I
First
don't
of
know
all,
about
he
all
kicking her
that.
out. So she's been living with
And
this man. They've been together for 8 months. I'm just going by the timeline that's being shown here. They've been together for 8 months. Clearly, they've been living with this man. So he has established some kind of authority figure in her life and the child's life. So now that she wants him to step up, right? Saying, hey, son's education, this, that, and the third. Listen, I'm not agreeing with the behavior. Like if she was doing that before he came into his life, maintaining her son's, educational funds, she should continue that. But what I'm saying is it's ridiculous that he's going back and forth with her on this because at the end of the day, this is what you chose. You chose a woman that already established a family with another man. So I'm not saying this is the typical everyday, situation that, these people go through. What I'm saying is in this scenario, this what you chose, and I'm not sure what you thought you were gonna get out of it. If you wanted to pass down your name, your legacy, and your bloodline, then you should have got with a woman that didn't have anyone attached to her name, didn't have children
well
or
said.
baggage, as people like to call it.
Yeah, well said. Well
I
said.
can jump in for a second here. You
Yes,
know about
yes. I'm sorry. Go
yeah,
ahead.
about the stuff with the kid, with the she's that he's going to give all of his stuff to the child. Only because she has a kid, that's not mean that she cannot have more than one kid. You know, for example, a cousin of mine broke up with the guy that she was dating with, that gave her a child that made her have a child with him, and she married her current husband, and she made other 3 kids with her current husband. So the same thing can happen here. With all of his money, he will not have a problem to have with her other kids besides the adopted son. Actually, if you think about it, with that mansion and car and money, you can even have 6 kids with her besides her son.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing is,
So
but the
only
thing,
because she has kid, it does not make her like she's, that you cannot have biological kids with her or something.
yeah, but it's not about just having kids with her. It's about the kid that she had from the previous man. Is she going to grant the man full authority to discipline him whenever he acts out of pocket? And that's clearly what this woman
Yeah,
is
I
in the
got
video
it.
doing. Yeah, that's what we're worried about. If you're going to date a single mother, you need to have some sort of authority over the kids that she's dealing with. Y'all going to be dealing with each other on a long-term basis. Because you don't want to be that guy that's just providing for the family, but yeah, you have no authority over them. You got the responsibility with none of the authority. You can't discipline them. You can't tell them to get up at a certain time. You can teach them new things, but only be under when she says it. It's
What's his
still gonna be
obsession with
so you can't
people and disciplining? Like when I
oh,
say
okay.
discipline,
But
I mean putting hands on children.
I didn't say all that now.
He didn't put his hands on the child. He just screamed at him that he broke an important statue in his house.
Yeah,
That's
that's
all.
all he did.
If he was
Okay,
hitting the kid,
which is
then I would side with
discipline.
the mother. But still,
But I think this is still extreme. It's still like paint a picture as if it's like, oh, you can't do nothing. Like, okay, so once again, how many women have you dealt with that display this type of behavior to where you're, with her, she has kids, and it went to another level. Now you're in this kid's life, and you try to, he did something out of pocket, and you try to discipline him. Like, I want to know what experience have y'all had with this, or we're just looking at a video and doing a opinion based off what was seen, because I think trying to use this as an example to what us everyday average folks is going through is kind of disingenuous, don't you think?
It is, but that's why we're critiquing this. It's based about opinion on what's going on in this situation. Every single mom ain't gonna act like this, but just be aware that there are some that do act like this. Yeah, and some men will sign on for it, and for the
And
fellas,
there
this is
are
what
some
you tune
single
in
women
for.
with no kids that the man to take care of them financially, whether they have kids or not. So it's not just a single mother you should worry for. Like there are women who feel like once you establish a place in her life, yeah, certain responsibilities are, I guess, you have to take care of now because you're acting like you're the authoritative provider figure or whatever. So that's what you're acting like. What's the problem of the woman, I guess, asking for said things? Because it's, once again, this is not a single mother issue. Like, once again, there's women out there, as you say, that's over here selecting men based off their resume. So it's not just women with kids. Let's make that clear.
They're looking for a man that's basically gonna be like a human ATM. Don't put yourself in that kind of position. That's all I'm saying. But let's see how this ends. Fair use.
That's it then. You're giving up on us. Over your ego.
I am not giving up. I am waking up. I am protecting my peace.
You'll never find a woman who loved you like I did. You'll die alone.
Really?
I would rather die alone in peace than live in a house where I am treated like an ATM. The package has been returned to sender.
Damn. Well, that's the video. The package was returned to the sender. that was tripped out.
Question: what is an ATL?
ATM. Well, it's generally a machine that gives people money, or
the ones that you have next to the bank. Okay.
Yeah, that's what an ATM machine. But a human ATM is just a man that provides finances without any reciprocation or any kind of appreciation or respect for what he's doing.
You put your credit card, and the machine gives you money. Okay.
Yep, kind of like that. But yeah, he didn't want to be no human ATM where he's providing all the finances, but none of the responsibility, but none of the authority over the child. Why put yourself in that kind of situation? That was the whole point of the thing. Why put yourself in them kind of situations? But what y'all thoughts so far?
Yeah, definitely.
And it stands for automatic teller machine. Thank you, Candy Cane.
Yeah.
I see Swag didn't put y'all channels. Swag, if you're back there, put Candy Cane Land Tip Starborn's channels in the chat, please. If you'd be so kind. But yeah.
Why is Candy left off?
She said she was having internet difficulties.
Oh.
Issues with her internet.
Well, I know how that feels.
Yep, so do I. Man, I be lagging too. So hey.
No, I've been to multiple times. I had multiple times problem with my internet, especially now, and especially those days.
Yes, makes sense. But this was an interesting show. Thank y'all for stopping by. You ain't gonna give final thoughts before we close up. Vagato, first review you've seen.
Well, with me, you know what? Well, I don't have much to say. I've been here barely, how much? 20 minutes. I don't understand why I was not subscribed to your show until now, but whatever. If you want, I see that the stuff about the war is going on in the news in the USA. So if you want to do an episode where you talk about the current war or something that is connected to it, then feel free to do it, and I will jump in and talk. If you want.
I normally don't talk about stuff like that, but I will go on other panels and see what's going on if I know something.
Yeah, unfortunately, when I go to other panels, the panels that talk about this are extreme. Usually they are extreme left-wing, and usually the people that are doing those are, let's say, crazy in their head.
Yeah, I see. Oh, Tiff hopped off. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted
But in any case, it was fun to be here. So I see the lady that was with us gone. So in any case, it was nice to be here. Have a wonderful night.
Nice to have you up here too. I wanted Tiff to get
it's a shame that Candy is not here.
Well, she said she has some internet problems. She may come back.
Yes, I know. It's a it's a shame that we cannot say goodbye to her as well.
All right.
Well,
shout out to you, Vagato.
Yeah, thank you.
Tip Starborn, thank y'all for stopping by as well. This was an interesting show. And I appreciate y'all for being here to talk to your boy on this Sunday evening. All right. All right. Appreciate the final thoughts, Vigato. We really appreciate that. Oh, she said, good talk. Bye, guys. She said, that was very fun, very enlightening. I hope it was for you. Okay, let me just put Vigato in the back for a second. All right, I'm going to close up. All right. Let me see. Shout out to Young Riaz for stopping by. Shout out to Riaz. Shout out to Joy online. Let's see who else came in. Shout out to my top tier supporter, Centicole, unpredictable, always at her Pentacole. I know she's up here somewheres, but okay. Who else came by? Shout out to What the Funk. Shout out to Top Cat OG. Wish y'all could have tuned in on this. And shout out to Vigato for stopping by. And of course, shout out to my inspiration, Killer Swag, getting that bad. Hope you can about them price tags. Glad you could stop by as well. This was an interesting show. Interesting show indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for stopping by and tuning into this wondrous live panel. This is your boy, Hustler in Muscular, also known as HNM. Dropping my gems, stomping harder than a pair of Timbs. Giving y'all the truth. Straight out the boot, hitting home runs like Babe Ruth. What I do. Take care, peace out, enjoy the spring, and deuces.
Yeah, nigga.
Welcome to my block, a Queen's domain. Got that holiday vibe running in my veins. Yeah, the candy Kane Lane got beauty and brains, dropping sophisticated knowledge while I make it rain. I'm fierce with the wit, majestic with the style. Keep the whole neighborhood watching with a smile. A cheerful disposition, but you know I lead the pack. Got a mind full of genius, ain't no turning back. So feel the fresh rhythm, this is my happy sound. The smartest, flyest woman that you've ever found. Candy Kane Lane, that's right. Candy Kane Lane all night.
Yeah, nigga. I'm still fucking with you. Still waters run deep. Still Snoop Dogg and DRE. 99, nigga. Guess who's back? Still doing that shit, Andre.
Oh, for sure. Check me out.
It's still Dre Day, nigga. AK, nigga, though I've grown a lot. Can't keep it home a lot. Cause when I frequent the spots that I'm known to rock, you hear the bass from the truck. When I'm on the block, ladies, they pay homage. But haters say Dre fell off. I nigga, my last album was The Chronic. They wanna know if he still got it. They say raps change. They wanna know how I feel about it. If you ain't up on things, Dr. Dre is the name. I'm ahead of my game. Still puffin' my leaves. Still fuck with the beat. Still not loving police. Still rock my khakis with a cup in the crease. Still got love for the streets. Reppin' 213 for life. Still the beats bang. Still doing my thing. Since I left, ain't too much change. Still, I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners in them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners in them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE. Since the last time you heard from me, I lost some friends. Well, hell, me and Snoop, we dipping again. Kept my ear to the streets. Signed him an Emmys, triple platinum. Do win 50 a week. Still, I stay close to the heat. And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. My life's like a soundtrack, I wrote to the beat. Treat rap like Cali weed, I smoke till I sleep. Wake up in the AM, compose a beat. I bring the fire to you, smoking in your seat. It's not a fluke, it's been tried, I'm the truth. Since turn out the lights from the world-class wrecking crew, I'm still at it, after mathematics. In the home of drive-bys and AK Maddox. Swap meet, sticky green and bad traffic. I dip through, then I give you still DRE. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners and them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets, it's the DRE. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners and them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets, it's the DRE. It ain't nothing but more hot shit. Another classic CD for y'all to vibe with. Whether you're coolin' on the corner with your fly bitch, lay back in the shack, play this track. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners in them low-lows, girl. Yeah, I'll break your neck, damn to put your face in your lap. Niggas try to be the king, but the ace is back. So if you ain't up on things, Dr. Dre be the name. Still running the game, still got it wrapped like a mummy. Still ain't tripping, love to see young blacks get money. Spend time out the hood, take their moms out the hood. Hit my boys off with jobs, no more living hard. Barbecues every day, driving fancy cars. Still gon' get mine, regardless. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners in them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the D.R.E. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners in them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the D.R.E. I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them corners in them low-lows, girl. Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the D.R.E. Right back up in your motherfucking ass. 9-5 plus 4 pennies. Add that shit up. D.R.E. Right back up on top of things. Smoke some with your dog. No stress, no seeds, no stems, no sticks. Some of that real sticky, icky, icky. Ooh-wee. Put it in the air. We'll use a fool, D.R.